paragraph of stuff.
Hmm.
And then he basically just improvs through, and we have just an absolutely wild time. And then the other one is sort of like this, where it's years. If you do magic, people are scared of it. If you do magic in a city, you need like a special pin that says I can do magic. Because if you're caught, or you're seen doing magic in a city without that, you basically just go to jail immediately. Yeah, it's much more grounded and much more like kind of gritty.
What's on your hands?
Oh, it's my glove. I was working on the map. The
Oh,
region in
I was gonna ask
between.
the same thing. It looks like a
Yeah,
weird
it's for my
superhero glove.
it's for my tablet. Because I realized I was like, I have a very rough map of the world region, and I had an idea of where it was going to be, and then I had to like look at my zoomed in version of it, and I was like, okay, makes sense for their strongholds that Aaliyah finds would be in like one of two places. So yeah.
Turtles in the chat, baby.
Seth, I thought you weren't going to use your microphone. I thought you weren't going to use your microphone.
I am. Is it working? Do I sound good?
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
The fuck?
Oh, can you hear you a little bit?
Like,
Yeah,
I
when you
barely hear you.
when you yelled, do you check your Discord input? Because a friend of mine, he also had a weird problem with that, and he's having
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
little echoey.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I mean it's a little echoey in the way that like it sounds like
Echo away.
any like sort of bare room.
How about now?
It sounds way more real than just like
So real.
than like yes, the podcast voice.
Yeah, it has no.
I have to switch because I can try and use one because I tested it and it sounds awful. But on like my stream stuff, it sounds. So, like,
yeah.
The mic.
What we're hearing now, it sounds like it's like your laptop microphone.
Exactly what.
Okay.
Nice. Good ear, Daniel.
Hey, I do a lot of video editing.
How do I sound?
I can pick up on these things.
Hear
I'm
me
using
now?
my plug-in camera since we're playing with tech right now. So
Oh, very nice.
move it around. Woo!
Okay, I
Is
just
this the
switched
one that
microphones.
you have the ring light set up?
Well,
Or is that still did that break again? Or was that
it
broken
never
last
really
time?
worked.
Oh, it never. Yeah. Okay.
I got it at TJ Maxx because it was like, oh, this is a ring light, and then this is what it looks like. This is not a ring light.
Yeah. That's weird. Oh, and then it only half works.
It like works, but like it's battery powered, so it lasts for like 15 minutes and then it dies.
Kyle, I'm absolutely professional.
Yeah.
And then I saw one at Target when I was there.
Enough. I can
weekend,
reflect.
and I was like, should I?
The old ThinkPad.
Yeah. That's what my light looks like.
Nice.
It's a big solid beam.
Nice.
very, very bright. And it's actually broken because I have moved with it so many times. Um,
How do I sound? Do I sound terrible?
you sound okay. You're
sound
just quiet.
Okay, yeah.
We can.
Do you like
You
your
are
sound
at.
on?
You're at 100% volume for me, so I can always. I think we can all just like boost you up a little bit,
How about now?
and you should be okay.
Do I sound better?
Yeah, you sound about the same.
Hmm.
Oh no, you're. That's louder now.
I'm louder
Or
now.
was he just more irritated?
Yeah, that's you got the microphone working now.
I do.
That's
Okay. I
yep.
turned it up a
That's
little
the
bit.
mic voice.
Tell me if it's bad.
No, it's good. I don't think there's any
Quiet
real
in the
feedback.
stream is what-
I got some feedback.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have you at 130%,
Fuck
and that
yeah.
sounds like pretty normal to
Okay.
me. Like you're
I'm
leveled out
putting
with pretty
everybody
much
else down. And I'm
Hey.
gonna
Smart.
put Seth up to 100%
How do you do
and then
that?
turn my volume up on
guys.
my computer.
smart.
Oh, you can change. Whoa.
Oh yeah, you can
I know with
change.
different. I know Seth too. Like I know, and you might already know this too, but like with different mics, depending on the settings and also like how it is. Sometimes if you get like even just a little too far away, it'll like cut you out. So you might
This
need to be
one?
like
Oh,
on
yeah.
the mic.
I have to
Oh,
eat
yeah.
my microphone.
Yeah.
So
you might. You're gonna have to be that
But
streamer. That
you
streamer
don't breathe
mode
in it.
where it's just the microphone is right there.
I
People in
didn't
the
know you could
chat.
turn individual people's thing up.
Oh yeah. That's been a thing for a while. I'm just everyone
Yeah.
for me is fine.
I mean, that's the whole thing with Chip when it would freak out and just start like blasting
Oh, yeah.
the music. Is that you turn
Right, duh.
Chip's volume way the fuck down.
Yeah,
Sound is
why
solid
didn't I
now.
think-
Thank you so much. I love having viewers. They just fucking help everything. Kyle especially. The GOAT. I'm gonna make him a mod.
Earth lettuce.
Earth lettuce, baby.
Earth Lettuce, so glad to have you here.
#1 fan.
He
Truly. Surely our
and
number
Turtle.
one.
I'm so sorry, neighbor. Big ups to my neighbor upstairs. I should get a broom like 101 Dalmatians and just knock on the anyone? No? Okay.
Hell yeah. No. I mean, I know that because that's just like a thing that happens when you live in a multi-story apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I can hear them
Or you
when
just
they're
have-
fighting. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. Okay.
I'm kidding, Turtle. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't want to spread
Yeah.
negative vibes. I'm just joking.
They fight with their bodies.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
Definitely have lived in houses like that where the person who lives downstairs just used like a what was it? Like the deodorant
Mhm.
thing. And he would when the guy upstairs and his girlfriend were being loud, he would just like thunk it on there.
Wow.
Because it was really loud because it was like a metal deodorant, like one of those like spray things.
Oh.
And so he'd
Like
like
an
just
aerosol can.
yeah, and so he'd like bang it on this
Oh yeah.
to
Damn.
get him
Yeah.
to quiet down.
I mean, I
Uh,
just text them. Crazy concept.
Yeah, this was when I first came back to school, so it was like not. Yeah, there was 5 of us living in a 4-bedroom house, very crowded.
Oh,
It's kind of hard to say for me. Like my bedroom is right below their kitchen, and they all work different hours of the day. So like
Ooh.
at any time of day, I just hear like clomp, 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 like around in their kitchen. They wear shoes in their entire apartment, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No.
I'm like literally trying to sleep.
Why would you do that? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you ever wear shoes inside? That's
It's
My uncle
Ugh.
is nefarious for doing that. He would, or nefarious, notorious. That's what I meant. He wears his shit kickers everywhere.
Could be both.
It could be both. It could be both. No, he like for Thanksgiving he'd come over and he would keep his work boots on, and he's a truck driver. And
No.
I don't know if it was just too much of a hassle to take them on and off.
probably.
it's not that big of a hassle
the
to take
dogs
your
breathe.
Kyle
man.
Kyle says I like to wear clogs when I live above people.
My God.
I wear my
You-
tap
Yeah.
shoes, actually.
The actual
Jeez.
devil.
Just really, you go to like see the apartment, and you're like walk in and be like, oh, it's really nice. Is it hardwood? Oh, one sec. Sorry,
What's-
let me just put on my house shoes. You don't mind if this gets scuffed up a little bit?
Seth,
That'll-
maybe you didn't want him to take off his shoes. Maybe they smelled really bad.
Maybe,
he was just doing
maybe.
fun a
You know,
favor,
Oh,
not all
man.
heroes wear capes. Not all heroes wear capes.
you know. I mean, the fact
Yeah.
that you don't know means that he saved you. So
I
That
guess we'll
that's something I had never
never know.
thought of, but that honestly that makes sense.
Thank you for opening
It's
my
like-
eyes.
you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I would take
I mean, my
track
dad
mud into
sometimes
my
keeps his
house.
shoes on because his feet smell. So that's why I know that.
Hey, man, I
And it's
had-
also hard for him to bend over and put his shoes on. So that
Retweet.
also could be it.
Fucking tweet, dude.
Does he have a shoehorn?
No, he
Ah.
suffers.
Okay. Can confirm as someone who
Non-silent silence.
someone who wears boots pretty often, there
Mm.
have been times where I was like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck, a shoehorn would be great. And so
Yeah,
now
they're
there's literally a
fantastic.
shoehorn that lives on the shelf next to my boots, so I can put them on much faster. It's very silly.
This is
No?
what I did
Uh.
for a lighting situation. I just realized that I can. Where's my lamp? Where is it? Right there, baby.
Oh hell
Wow.
yeah.
Like
Wow.
angle it.
Hell yeah.
So now I'm lit.
Bam.
Yeah. I love that my
Shut up.
rim, I have basically like a full hair light, and then just like one key light. There's no
I know your lighting setup is great. I'm jealous.
Yeah, no fill from the side, which I did for like 30 seconds try and set up with another light that I had. So then if I do something else, it'll actually like balance. So when I do that, it'll actually sort of balance it out. So then I look normal and then it's cooler in the back. It's very fun. Love having a DSLR setup.
Must be nice.
Yeah, shout out to Canon for making pretty nice cameras. This thing is totally fine. You just need like one cable and a battery plug. Otherwise, it turns off after like 40 minutes because it is 10 years
Yeah.
old and they don't make the
Yeah.
batteries anymore.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like they do, but they're just like, it's bad. You should just get a
Yeah.
thing that's like plug it into your computer with a USB and you're good.
Yeah.
Cool
pull up
stuff.
my character sheet.
Well, gang,
yeah,
you want to play some D&D?
Yes.
Oh, right.
let's do
Oh
it.
yeah, that's why we're here. Okay.
Oh,
Do
Throw some
we
dice,
wait a
baby.
minute? What level should we be now?
20.
9.
Oh,
Yep. You should be
I tried. I tried
Uh,
so hard.
9th level, with Zephyrus having that one level of Warlock.
Just want a tree stride.
Okay,
Kyle-
so I've got okay. All right,
Uh,
that makes sense. I'm a level 8 rogue and a level 2 warlock. That's what I
Hell
did,
yeah.
So
Kyle goes, I like to
altogether-
wear my 8-pound work boots around in my second level apartment.
Oh god.
You're a
No.
monster.
Just know that the first level fucking hates you.
Yeah. It's me wearing my yoga weights,
That is-
and walking around while I'm doing
Villain.
yoga.
Your villain arc.
Truly.
in your villain era.
Okay, gang. I believe. Let's see. Roll 20 has
Na-na. I don't actually live in an apartment. Yeah, I know you don't live. Fuck. Don't you hate that?
You good? You good, bud?
You fuck it
He's
up
not.
so bad that you just don't want to return to what you were talking about.
Constantly, yes.
I was pre-recording myself, and I'm. Oh, I take my boots off as soon as I'm done. Oh, that's the first thing that comes off. Oh,
What was that?
the fuck was that?
Yes, this is me just sharing my screen on this, so you can see what I'm pointing at, which is the Roll20 map of Salandran that is up, which should be where everybody is. That's not the landing page. If you pull it up, so that I can describe pretty much where you guys are, ending up. That we come back to the Cluebridge 6. You're in sort of like this region, just south of the southern end of the spine, sort of on the border of Ushane in Ilafria. Each of these hexes, I believe, is like 60 miles. The whole continent of Salandran is it's a little bit larger than the United States itself. A few thousand miles across. So you're in a region that Aaliyah Sylph, as the Cluebridge 6, has come back to the material plane after spending some time doing a couple little solo things with your week or so in the Winter Court. Ada is staying behind in the Feywild for a while, which is why she is not with us currently, and also because Stella couldn't make it. But that's okay. The rest of you coming back to the material plane, meeting up with Aaliyah eventually, she is able to procure a map from the Cartographers Guild that is the location of a castle that the glamour of it just faded away. And the Cartographers Guild was able to map its location in the relative area from where it was. And as she explains it, it's a similar thing that Zephyrus encountered. That it is this castle structure that seems to exist in a place that the people thought was sort of an impenetrable, like, briar forest, much like the strange underwater structure that we saw in Zephyrus's backstory one shot, where it was an impassable bog that had basically a secret path through it to this elven structure. Once the glamour faded, these brambles that made it impassable in this forest sort of disappeared, and people were able to see this sort of castle in the woods. So, shelled out a few thousand gold to be able to get that for you guys because it is a castle structure instead of just like a single dungeon or something like that. But she's able to hand that off to you. No one else has the location of this except for sort of the local populace who aren't really keen to just tell the local lord or whatever that there's a new castle here. However, the one thing with Ushane and sort of the rest of Salandran that happens is this thing called the Right of Reclamation, which all of these elven structures that appear that were sort of hidden by glamours and like invisible. The party encountered like the ruins in the woods. They also saw an elven tower that the glamour came off of. Same thing with Axholm Keep. The glamour of that faded, and so that was why people were able to see it. So it's been these things have sort of been popping up. And when they do, most kingdoms have basically you go to the local and you get an auditor from them to the auditor basically signs you a deed to the castle, and then whoever holds that deed is the lord, lady, or liege of that castle. So long as you pledge fealty and don't revolt and all of that. Basically, you have a scroll that whoever holds that scroll, you are the lord or noble of this new castle or tower or whatever you find. So, Aaliyah gave you the map. She's with you still, kind of as your retainer, entourage, hanging around, because she doesn't really have anywhere else to be. Because Rock, although you've been back, and this has been sort of like a week or two that you've been trying to like get this stuff together. Rock, you've touched base with the Harpers since getting back to the material plane. You sent out those feelers, but they haven't gotten back to you yet. So there's like this little lull in between because that was kind of your first priority. So you're waiting to hear back from that because that was like the one thing that they Harpers really wanted to know was what were the Cluehbridge Six up to. So you find yourselves sort of at the edge of this forest. You've sort of left this small town that is sort of at this like crossroads. The Imperial Highway kind of goes by. It's like a couple miles down the road. It's sort of like a town just off, US Route 1. If you're coming here and you're like, oh, hang on, we'll like cut down. We're like, oh, we're in Damariscotta. This is nice. And then Damariscotta, suddenly at the end of the peninsula, you're like, there's a fucking castle in the woods. Okay. That's sort of where you guys have ended up. There's sort of like this small little town that you are sort of waiting for the auditor to show up because the local lord didn't have one at hand, and so you're just waiting sort of at the local inn for them to arrive, and eventually they do. They introduce themselves as Steris. They're a warforged who, like sort of modern warforged, has incorporated armor into their body that makes them much more of like a feminine figure. Their faceplate has also been articulated through some artificery so that when she speaks, like her mouth moves a little bit and she has like sort of articulated facial features. And is wearing the uniform of an auditor. So she has just sort of this little, not exactly like a tricorn hat, but like similar to, with like a little badge on her like coat, very like neatly dressed. Comes up on her own horse and kind of like meets you there. And Aaliyah kind of like at this point is like, well, got our horses. We got this lady, I presume, and Steris. She says, yes. She, her, if you please. And I presume you are the Six?
We are the Six.
Yeah, that's us.
Okay. Very well. Very well. We, Ushane has heard reports of some of your activities in other kingdoms. However, as long as you do not provide any sort of danger or destruction of individuals, as we have heard reports of your actions in
That
Cluehbridge.
explosion was not our fault.
It's not our inclination to be violent whatsoever.
That was not us. That was another Six.
Very, very well. Certainly. Of course. I mean no disrespect. And in Ushane, our laws are similar, but just don't please don't blow up any more ships. Even though it wasn't you, as you claim, it was a different
You're so right.
six.
Well, it definitely wasn't me.
Oh, yes. No. Two of you relatively unknown, but I have seen your portraits and gestures at Zephyrus, or not Zephyrus, but Azealia and Grog. She says, you're quite striking, and also your tiger, an uncanny likeness in many of the broadsheets that have become popularized.
New
And
Shadow is
broadsheets
gonna give us
are
away.
yeah, broadsheets are their equivalent of like newspapers, but they're instead of like multifold, it's just like a one page sheet, but they're enchanted, so you can just sort of scroll almost like a tablet screen.
Yeah.
And so it's a broadsheet of paper that has like the functionality of this enchanted um, uh, text and images and sort of like a way to have sort of like a news delivery system. Um, early magical printing press, sort of. So, and you do see, I think, at this point, like someone who's like is like reading the other side of their broadsheet. You can see like your like two faces, and then the face of four other people that you don't really recognize, who are on there, and they're like an old recreation, but you can tell that they are pretty striking images from the point of view of someone who you can presume or would sort of like know that the mage guard of Glissau can just pull images from people's heads using sort of a modify memory spell. So your likenesses are almost perfect in what they have recreated. So
Wait, this looks like you guys.
Yeah. Wonder why.
yeah, you see the guy who's like reading it, who's like, wow, blew up the whole
That's my
ship.
twin.
Yeah.
That's
twin.
pretty impressive.
Twin brother. That's my
When
twin
did you
brother, Gorg.
And you
Yeah,
That's my
Interesting.
twin sister, Maxilla.
yeah. No, no problems here. Yeah.
And we had a
Here's the
large
rest of it.
dog last time, not a large cat.
Dog.
Yeah,
That's a
you
nice
just-
kitty.
I don't remember, like, you've mentioned a couple of times this like the fact that they're like, I don't know, did this terrible thing. What happened? I don't remember.
Oh, for the folks at home?
I wasn't there. I hadn't started playing with you guys yet.
That's true. That's true.
We may or may not have been a part of arson.
he blew up a ship.
We did not. We saved the ship. Kinda.
I could tell
Blew up
you.
the ship.
I could tell you what they are wanted for, or
That's a
have
good
like
thing. Yeah.
the thing where it's like armed and dangerous on the broadsheet.
Yeah.
Is for terrorism, murder, wanton or not wanton, reckless use of magic, and property destruction.
We're like a 1-star wanted level right now. GTA.
What was-
You are a little bit higher than that. In
Damn.
Glissau, if you are seen in Glissau, there is a full bounty on your head for that.
And
Because
what
you
was
have
the like
evaded
what was
capture.
the context of the like who were the bad guys, who were the good guys, like
Sure. So the lead up to that, just for a concise picture, they were going to meet up with Eldred Zool, tried to take him out in this battle. He landed a ship in sort of the middle of the city, broke the arcane engine that was, instead of lifting it up, it was crushing the ship into the ground. Arcane engines are pretty fragile, much like if you took sort of just like the I don't know enough about like regular engines, but it's basically like you like yanked a bunch of cables out of the console of the airplane, and you're like, well, it's gonna crash and explode, and I don't know when. But the party like fixed it, barely got it floating up in the air, failed to deceive the mage guard that they weren't involved in a prior murder. So the ship was pulled into a dry dock up above regular docks that are like down in the water. It was sailed in, docked there. They were surrounded by mage guards sort of on this like pier thing. The party escaped, but Eldred Zool detonated the ship.
Okay.
So as the
So they're
party,
guilty by association to Zool.
Correct.
correct.
Zool,
Okay.
But
guy,
to
bad
everybody
guy.
else, it looks like
Yeah.
we were with him doing that, but we were trying to stop him. But
Right.
it doesn't look like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of
So
course we're
unfortunately,
innocent.
yeah.
And now he's
So
dead. So.
they are innocent until proven guilty. But of course, modify memory spell. The mage guard, they only have their perspective of the ones that saw you do all of this, because Eldred Zool turned invisible before they landed on the ship, so they only saw
Bastard.
the 6.
But so cool.
So
And my previous character, Eldon, was there, but
yes,
Rock was not there.
correct. Yeah. So the people that the Cluehbridge 6 that are on the broadsheet that you can see that this like guy is reading, it's Ada, Azilia, Grog, Eldon, Hogaz, and Quill. And Quill, you know from the word of Aaliyah that Quill died recently.
Rip.
So
No, Ian.
And
No.
not Zool is not on that?
he's not. No.
How did he get away with that shit?
Some
he's a
Scooby Doo
dick.
mystery.
Little
Because he's
fucker.
a fucking high seas pirate douche.
Great guy.
Too
Salt of the
attractive.
earth.
So attractive. Did you say that, Rock?
I will
Yeah.
say, for clarity's sake, because one of you, I'm not sure who it was, rolled incredibly high on a persuasion check that had the mage guard that showed up like a couple rounds into that combat. Someone said something to the effect of like, hey, we're here to kill this pirate and then like get the rest of the people who are here to safety before the ship explodes. Rolled really high in persuasion. The mage guard said, okay, you got it. And then they got all the people out of like the middle of the city, while everybody else took out Zool and his pirate companions, but Zool surrendered at the last minute. So
And now we're
you're
here.
you're presumed to have killed Zool and the rest of his pirates who you did kill.
I'll absolutely take the credit for killing Zool.
Did civilians die? I don't remember.
No, you actually got out
Okay.
totally like scot-free with that. Except for the 3 were-rats that you killed.
Hey,
No.
they tried to fuck me up, man. Tried to
Minor
steal.
inconveniences.
Yeah, right.
It's
They
true.
did not have plot armor.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
What if
Okay,
they're the
that
big
helps.
bad? What if they're the 3 things that we need? They're corpses.
Right.
The 3
Write that down.
CR4 were-rats, yeah,
Were-rats.
or CR2 or something crazy. So that is sort of the recap of like, oh yeah, the Cluehbridge 6 that are sort of like in the below the fold, bottom of sort of like the broadsheet. It's like, hey, still wanted for murder. Any news of their location? Report to da-da-da and the Mage Guard.
Should
Sort of
definitely
that
be on guard.
that sort of thing. But this far away you've got 2 countries basically between you before you have any problems with Glasgow.
Stop!
You both just do the
Spend
same
so much
thing.
time with
fucking
you.
awesome.
Stop.
Just
Incredible.
No.
I
Minor.
missed
So-
it. Why are we gay?
I don't know.
Almost fell out of my chair.
Take them from me. I don't need them.
I have too many already. I just
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh.
So
was weird.
that's sort of the recap for we'll say Zephyrus and Rock as Azealia and Grog sort of like are pointing at the broadsheet and trying to explain like this isn't really what happened. They give you the full sort of download on that.
It's not our fault.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and roll something for Steris.
Roll for dragon.
Yeah. And roll for Aaliyah. It's a natural
yeah.
one for Aaliyah. Aaliyah, when you guys explain all of that, fully like does a spit take with her like beer and is like, holy shit, you guys really fucking, you did a number on the mage card. Wow. I need another beer. But you see Steris waiting sort of like patiently in her sort of like pressed suit. It's just like nods very politely as you sort of tell this story. Keeps a pretty impassive face. And anyone who wants to could roll insight against this if they want.
would love
Why not?
to.
Oh my god, that's an 8. Okay, I got a 14.
Of course, I get a 21 on things like this. Like, why not?
Damn.
Hey, that's all good. Meets it, beats it.
combat
She has she also hit a 21. So, as you guys are sort of explaining this is the first time that you've met sort of like a official person in sort of like any government capacity besides this lord who basically like sent you off to like actually just go wait, it's fine, I'll send someone to you. You didn't even meet the local lord. Not super important right now. You see that Steris, as she is listening to all of this, her hands sort of like she starts like gripping them just enough that with that higher insight, you can see that they're sort of like, if they were flesh, they would be sort of white knuckling. And you can tell she's nervous. And sort of like nervous tick is her, that she's like clenching and unclenching her fists, sort of unconsciously. As you explain what happened and how technically it wasn't our fault. So yeah, Azealia, you're able to clock that. I will, I guess also I wonder what Rock and Zephyrus think now that you've like kind of heard the whole deal of like what happened and why your friends are called the Cluebridge Six.
I feel like I feel like Rock would have, before meeting them, would have like some sort of insight, being like part of the Harpers and having like, being aware of Quill and some of the other like what like was being said kind of behind the scenes, and then also like getting to travel with them. I think was like, I don't know, they don't necessarily seem like the type of people who would like do terrorism. So
Right.
like,
Yeah,
maybe
we are
there's
not
something
down with
else
terrorism.
going on. Like, I don't know that this is
Nice.
what it seems like it is, kind of thing.
Hell yeah. That fully, yeah, that totally makes sense. On the side of the
Oh.
Harpers, you have much more background info on these guys.
Totally.
You don't have to convince me how much of a treacherous asshole Zool was. So something doesn't add up there with you guys being wanted for all these so-called crimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Fact that he
true.
got away scot-free. Mm-mm.
And he paid with his life just recently, so yeah.
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah, good.
That is very
But-
true.
Shed a
Very
single
true
tear for
indeed.
Zool.
Yeah. Awesome. So you guys have this little recap in this little inn. Aaliyah comes back, says, so I got it in a wineskin. They were selling these, so we got a bit of a for the road. If we're good to go, what do you say?
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Onward.
Uncorks her wineskin, heads out. You guys are able to find your way. It's a bit of an easy trek. This like was called like the Bramble Woods, and it was fully just like impassable, covered in like thorns and vines and stuff. Vines and thorns fully have disappeared. Easy trek through the woods. About a half day's walk, and you find yourself in sort of a it opens up into like a sort of like what would be a field if it wasn't sort of like overgrown with like trees that have started to like fill in and like high grasses. Very much a a castle and like its outer lands that have been neglected for 25 years. So like saplings are starting to like pop up. The grass is waist high, like shadow. It's like over his head as he's walking through. Also probably rock. You're just kind of staring at everyone's sort of like middle back, trusting that you're just following along. And you see sort of rising above you a stone castle, very obviously sort of like elven mage crafted. As you approach, you've seen other like stone structures that use this like regular stones laid on top of each other, mortar in between. But you can see that this is like mage crafted stone where they used empire mages, which they've used in like other places that you've seen, which is just like the earth to stone spell cast multiple times after they have like formed dirt into a shape so that they can make these like perfectly smooth or like carve out a very ornate thing in a different material and then just have a sorcerer or a wizard just transmute it from one substance to another. And so it's all like flush, so it's not something that you could like climb very easily or like if it's wet, you would just like slide off because it's like sort of this perfectly smooth structure. Um, all the way around, it's sort of like a basic walls with like small like turret towers, but you can see there's sort of a main keep inside with sort of like a larger tower that kind of is the sort of things that you can see over the walls. There's no moat or drawbridge, but the opening to it does not have any doors because these are elves and they had no one to really defend against. So you can see sort of into the courtyard itself. And I will say, you guys have in your previous encounters with elven ruins in the past, you would know that there's definitely weird magical traps inside, and you, at a distance, don't see any evidence of other creatures that live here. So, how do you want to approach this?
Mhm.
Um,
I
I want.
do. I do want to just throw out the like. I do recently have dispel magic, so if we want to try to get rid of a few very like clear traps and not just walk into them, that might be helpful. But also, if we want to see what they are, throw some rocks maybe.
What's the difference? So I have detect magic. What's the difference between that?
Detect magic will give you like a visual cue when you're like walking around. It'll give you a radius so you can see like things that are magic will have like an
Okay.
aura around them, and you'll be able to tell the school of magic that it is. And dispel magic would be one where like if you cast like fog cloud on an area, um, Rock could cast dispel magic on the fog cloud and
Mhm.
get rid of it.
Oh.
Yeah. So you could do that if there's like uh magical traps basically. You could just like dispel them if they're the like high or low level.
What if
Sort
you
of like
can't tell if it's there or not, but you cast it anyway? Will it still work?
yeah, mechanically for you guys because you've encountered this stuff before, uh we're going to run this sort of like a skill challenge, unlike
Okay.
what we've done before, where I would even say like as you get closer, you can see that there's no like doors, but getting closer, uh you can definitely see like, oh, there's that same glyph on like the floor that we saw that was on that chest that exploded. So it's like there's like,
LOL.
yeah, like grass has like grown over the cobblestones or and stuff, but you're like, oh, like you can see like the edge of like something that's obviously been like added to this like polished surface. Um, so yeah, a quick dispel magic. Uh, the the rune at the front gate is no longer active. Whatever magical explosion or things that would happen there are nullified. Um, Zephyrus, you wanted to do something as well?
Well, I was just like, I kind of want to go up to like the top and just like look out at the view.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
The
just use your skyward ability
um,
and fly around.
I guess so. I think I can only do that once a day, but sure, it's as good a time as ever.
Yeah.
Let's do
Uh,
that.
sure. So as you guys approach from the ground, Zephyrus, you head up into the sky. Looking down, you see basically like the four walls of this keep. There's sort of a big courtyard in the middle, with what uh, the rest see, I suppose, shortly as they're walking in, is a big teleportation circle that has been made, but you can see very clearly that the others also do, but it has been broken. Um, Very specifically, some like magical uh, destructive wave has like cracked it pretty much in half, so no longer usable in its current state. But Zephyrus flying around, give me a perception check.
So the thing that you just described, is it like what kind of object did it look like? Was it like a
It's a
arch or
big,
something?
yeah, it's like a big stone like circle. It's a little bit raised in the middle of the courtyard. And Grog would recognize this as something that it was basically a similar thing that he was teleported from at the Galaborn Manor, sent into the city in that flashback.
Like a big
So
round like flip of sorts, maybe.
yeah, very
Okay.
much like big round plinth that you would all stand on and could
Mhm.
teleport to another teleportation circle if you had the sigil sequence for it.
Chill.
I got a 13.
13. Okay. On a 13, you, as you're going above, I will roll one thing.
Can I just say I have a +8 to perception?
Yeah. Solid.
I
So it's
rolled
just
a
like,
5.
just don't roll a 1. I'm actually gonna go ahead and roll something else. Okay, cool. You see, as you're flying up and around, you see sort of like the back area of the keep has what looks like 4 like extra doors on the back of it that have, at a distance, you can tell like they're uh it's just like a strange layout to have like 4 separate doors set into like the outer wall of this keep.
Mhm.
Um,
Like 4 entrances from the outside going into this building.
yeah, which you would know like in a defense situation, you would usually have like a main door and then you might have like a servant's entrance or like an exit. But instead of 1, there's like 4 sort of like
Mhm.
spaced out on the back of the
And
keep.
did you say that there aren't actually doors, or is it like just doorways, or?
No, there are doors. It was the front gates of it. They didn't
Oh,
have any gates. It was just
yeah.
like they used enchantments instead of actual doors or anything.
Okay.
The rest
Okay.
inside there are obviously doors to protect from the elements and stuff. But elves, they're like, who needs a portcullis when we can just make a like, you know, if there's a deer that walks in, it explodes.
Yeah. Right now. Elves, am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So that's what you see on a 14. Hard to make out much else. It is, you know, it's a 2-story sort of like keep. Um, and at this point, because it has been sort of like shut up for 25 years, all the windows super dusty, like hard to
Mhm.
like come up, like and like get an eye in.
Mhm.
Mostly dark, hard to tell what's inside.
Okay. Is there like a top tower that I can land on and like get my vantage point of like the land around?
Yeah, totally. You can absolutely land on sort of like the conical top of the main tower, sort of just like hanging out, holding onto the flagpole, which has no flag currently. Is there anything in specific that you're looking for? Or are you just kind of like getting a lay of the land from where you are?
It's like a lay of the land. Like, are we in the like? Are we? Where are we in the map?
So you are sort of in this region that is just south of the spine. So like you're hanging out at the like on the top of this like spire. To the north of you, you've got like the foothills of the spine that are like going up into like the snowy peaks.
Yeah.
Those are pretty close. Uh, to the east, you see the beginnings of sort of like the jungle forest that is the Alandor Woods. South, kind of like rolling hills, not as much woodlands. That goes towards the sea, that you know, but it's like a distance away. The southern Caesars that way. And then to your west goes into more of sort of like the rolling hills and woods and grasslands that make up the majority of the Ushane uh, countryside as you look that way. And you can obviously see like the small town that you came through, as well as like, you know, the Imperial Highway that kind of cuts through, which is the widest lane road. It's like big enough for like 3 wagons to pass, or some
Mm.
spots it's like 4. Uh, was once paved at certain point in a similar fashion with mages flattening out stuff. So it was very like very flat and very well maintained. Because you can do that if you have 1,000 years worth of time and magic users. And yeah, so you can see that it's sort of like this very clear white like road that winds through the countryside. Is the Imperial Highway.
Mhm.
So that's sort of what you can see at a glance. Was there anything in specific that you're looking for, though?
No, just kind of like setting myself in the, you know, in
Yeah,
the just
cartographer
getting the lay of the
mind.
land so I know where we
Yeah,
are in relation to everything else. Mapping it out.
yeah. Just that cartographer brain. You
Yeah.
can't be can't be lost. Got to know what's around you.
Mhm.
Amazing. So we move down to the rest of the group. In this courtyard, you do see this big cracked, like, magical circle that Grog you recognize as a teleportation circle. Um, Obviously, has been broken, unusable in its current state. In front of you, you've got sort of like the main doors to this castle, as well as sort of like doors that go into like small like garrison buildings and outer stuff. And going through this instead of like running through every room, uh, because you know lots of these spaces are sort of trapped. This is just going to be an overall skill challenge for the group as you move through this space. Um, so, uh, the outer buildings that you check out, not really trapped. They're just sort of like storage. One used to be a forge. The other was like just like general food stores. That's near the door to like the kitchens that you're able to go through. None of the doors here are locked. By the way, there's like everything. You just like turn the handle. It's fine. Um, Into the first floor, however, uh, you come into a room that is sort of like a main hall, lots of pillars that are going up. Um, that you see a lot of like doors going off to the side passages that go to different parts of the castle. But as you go in, you see that these sort of like weird little magical creatures, these flint moths, have been like eating the pillars that are holding up this main central chamber, and they start to like fly out. And you see that the stone columns start to crack. It's the first skill challenge.
Oh no.
What do you do to stop this room from collapsing?
Hmm.
What do I have? What do I have? What do I have?
Yeah. And so the way that we'll do this is basically skill challenges are you can use a skill to do something like if you're like, I want to hold up the roof, that's athletics, pretty high DC. But if you're going to use a spell to enhance it or something, or a class ability, whatever resource you have, like spell slots or things like that, that'll give you advantage on the roll.
I know exactly what I'm.
Then go for it.
Yeah.
So the
Do it.
roof is collapsing. Is that what's happening?
So the pillars that these like flint moths have been like eating at, they like fly away, and you can see that the like cracks as these like flint moths leave. You're like, oh, like if we like take another step, it's gonna collapse, sort of.
Oh, then never mind. It's not actively.
I should say like if we take
Oh.
another step, you can move around, but you know like if you don't do anything like right now, this room is gonna collapse. Like by the time you leave the rest of the space.
Cast sleep on the pillars.
No, no.
Calm emotions. Fuck. Does anyone else want to go before me? Because I feel like I can
I'm
really
looking at
fuck
my
this
spells.
up.
Hold on.
Honestly, I feel like Rock's not like doesn't really care if it falls or not. Like I think he's kind of just like, well, we just got here. Like if it falls, we'll just get out of the way. We'll rebuild it. Like I don't know that he cares about trying to save the old room. I think he's more concerned about like making sure that it doesn't come down on him and like the other people here.
Can we get out of the way?
Yeah,
I
you
guess
can
I'll
definitely get out of the
just
way.
Use the dodge action if shit fucking falls.
I mean, like I have stone shape.
What
Yeah.
is that?
What does that do?
I have so many fucking spells.
Yeah,
So
high level
many.
druid. You're
I have
No,
like
you're like,
I have like 5. I have 5 spells that have to do with stones. I can turn
well then
into
go.
stones. I can turn into stones. I can turn into a wall. I can walk through stones. I can
Bruh.
make stones come alive. I can. They're just anyway.
Bring the pillars to life.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I-
true. Like skill challenges like this, it's not the super like gritty mechanical. Like, actually, that's not how that spell works. If you want to flavor your spell of like
Okay.
stone shape, where you walk into the wall and just like move it around or whatever, up to you how you flavor it and stuff like that. This is sort of
That
like
idea-
we can futz with the rules of how the spell works.
Hey, if you don't like how we play the game, you
Well-
can fucking leave.
Shut up. So I can make a wall of stone. I can meld into the stone, but I don't think okay, so if I melded into the stone, then I guess I could do what you just said, or I could just do stone shape where I cast pillars.
Yeah, I mean, stone shape or wall of stone would work if you just did that to reinforce it for now before you got you know,
Oh.
a mason in there to do the real fixes.
Hello.
I think Haley's internet is
It is.
okay. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're
It
back.
is being weird. So it says you touch a stone or object of medium or smaller section of stone. It gives dimensions if you want those. Or it says form it into any shape that suits your purpose. So yeah, I can just basically make whatever.
Yeah. I would say go ahead and like wisdom plus proficiency
Okay.
if you want to roll that. Yeah, or just like your spell attack, whatever that is. Attack the stone.
The stone, Harry.
I'm gonna do wisdom because I have +8. So
Okay. Hell yeah.
we gonna do that. Plus what is it? Proficiency?
Uh,
It's a nat 1.
ooh. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Uh,
Well, actually, though, even though I got a 1, I still got a 13.
okay.
you have
So-
a +12.
No, I have a-
DC, you're trying to hit
Yep.
a DC 15 for this. So that does you go to sort
kidding.
of like shape this stone, and you've worked with more like raw stone. Like you're good. You're like, give me some granite, give me some shale. This is mage cast stone. So as you go to try and do it, you're like primal magic and arcane magic. It's sort of like trying to push 2 magnets together. It just like won't do what you want it to.
Yeah.
All right, I got
Uh,
it. I got it. I got it.
Okay, yeah. Another one for the room.
Ugh. I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna use Fist of the Giant and break.
Seth,
I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break the pillar into smaller pieces so that it doesn't totally crush us.
Okay.
Okay.
So excited.
Punching the pillar will if there is no support for this room, the top of the room is going to collapse.
I'll fix that too, baby.
Okay.
Probably will.
Sure. If you want to do that, no roll required. That just means that this room will have to be lost for your keep. This is a wash for the first room.
Well, you can rebuild.
Can I try
You
something?
can re-
Can I make a? Can I ask? Can we work together on something?
Of course.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Of course. Teamwork.
I'm wondering, because I was kind of thinking about, like, I have like rope, I have like, maybe we could take the tall grass and like weave it to make a rope to like try to put things together. But I also have, I'm wondering if we can play a little bit with Ray of Frost to try to like freeze it. I know
Try
that's
and
not really
freeze
what
it?
it does, but like,
Go all Frozone on it.
Ooh, that's way
And,
better than
like-
me punching it.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, spell attack. For that, you're trying to hit a DC 15.
Do it.
okay.
Do it, Rock. Do it.
I don't know, maybe Grog can hold me up so I can be like really close to it.
I got you.
Yeah. This is rock going up, and you're basically doing that thing where you're basically filling in the seams with like
Yeah,
rays of frost.
that's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Am I allowed
Hell
to
yeah.
try again?
It's
God damn it.
Good thing I.
It's
for
an 11
each
hit the first time.
Good thing
11.
I quick saved before we entered
Like
this
I was
room.
gonna say, can I roll again because he's picking me up to do it close?
Yes, you're doing that with
Okay.
advantage.
Fuck yes. Go, Rock. Go.
18.
Yes.
18. Awesome. So that passes. You are able to frost these up enough to solidify it. This sort of like a magical ice will hold for long enough for you to safely traverse to the upper floors. On the
Way to go.
first floor, the other major room that you sort of open a door to, you can see is an armory with elven weapons and suits of armor that you can presume are enchanted and ready to animate because you have encountered those before.
Oh dear.
How do you want to deal with this room?
Who?
Oh, they're like
Yes.
suits of armor, not just like armor for the taking.
Yeah, they're like suits of armor, like on like an armor stand, sort of like what you would see in like a fancy, castle as you're walking down a hallway, and you've got like, oh
Are-
yeah, it's a suit of armor.
Are they striking any particular pose?
Okay.
No, it's just
Okay.
sort of like a rest position, as they're kind of like in armor stands.
How many?
Okay.
Roll a d6 for me.
No. 5?
5 suits of armor.
No.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I mean, I have a negative
have-
1 on D6s. Weird.
I have Thunderwave. I can do that and just like blast them all.
Thunderwave affects
15
people
foot.
immediately around you.
Everybody stand back!
Yeah, that's why I
Oh my
can never
God.
fucking use that spell.
It's a
They're not
15
doing
foot
anything.
cube.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything to us.
These look almost exactly the same as the suits of armor that you fought in the tower a long time ago.
Okay,
Strikingly similar, almost identical, one would say, because these were made by the Empire.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I have a spell called
Mhm.
Counter Spell. But it only works when you attempt to interrupt somebody from casting a spell. I know that no
Yep.
one is here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe there is someone here, but wondering if I can like wait to use that in the event, or maybe I could just use it now.
I would say you know that these things are enchanted weapons that animate when something approaches them. I would allow an attempt to counterspell their activation that's on them when the enchantment happens, if you want to try and do that.
Yeah, 'cause I know it's not like dispel magic, but that's
Mhm.
so okay. I'll
I
try
also
that.
have
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. Are they all like touching each other?
They're on like armor and weapon racks, so they're all sort of like hung up next to each other, sort of like if you walked into, any sort of like garden shed and things are sort of like hung up, you know. Um, Weapons are probably
If
touching each other. The suits of armor are sort of like on separate armor stands.
are they made if are they
They are
all
made of
touching
metal.
each other through? Are they all touching each other through something that can conduct electricity?
Roll a d20 and call odds or evens in your
I also
favor.
have a question when you're done.
Sure.
Oops. Wait, am I calling
Call
something?
odds or evens in your favor.
Evens. Haha! Yes, it's a 4.
Okay, they're touching.
Can I use shocking grasp on one of them?
Sure. So we've got Grog, who's going to try and counterspell. Zephyrus, who's going to try and shock them. Who's going for what? The armor or weapons?
I'm gonna go for armor.
I have
Sweet.
another
Okay.
I'm just
option.
gonna go for weapons.
Just in case something
Okay.
else happens. I had a thought. If I meld into
plan B.
stone and go behind them in the wall, and then just go and pull them into the wall with me.
All of them?
Ooh.
Hold
That's
on to
sick.
that. If this doesn't work out, because I want to honor this dual thing. If that doesn't work out, we'll take care of what happens next, and that
Okay.
stone
love-
shape could definitely be
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Okay, so Grog and Zephyrus, sort of 3, 2, 1. You go up. Each of you, it's going to just be a spell attack for both of you,
I'm gonna just
and same
19.
thing. Okay, that's one pass.
It was good.
I got a 1.
Rip headphone users.
Okay, but you're burning a spell slot for this
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
So great.
Shocking
So
grasp is a cantrip.
it is, yeah.
Solid.
So I will say, Grog, you were going for weapons. Okay. Zephyrus, you were able to
You're dead.
like sneak over, and just as these armor stands start to animate and like their foot goes out, just a shocking grasp, and you see all of them just kind of like hit, boom. 5 piles of armor collapse. Other side of the room. Grog, you wait just as you get close enough and you see the first sword start to levitate up into the air. The other ones start to fly up as well. Try and counterspell this enchantment as it starts to activate. You get the first sword to drop down. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
That is a 1 as well.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
So you
I'm so
get one
sorry.
additional.
I'm so sorry.
So you're able to knock out 2 of these weapons. The
Hell yeah.
others, because you knocked out 2 of them, I'm going to say that lowers the DC by 2. So Azealia, this is you trying to hit a DC 13 with your spells. I will say you could do some kind of dexterity thing to try and grab them.
Okay.
So some sleight of hand or like stealth.
Stealth. Animal handling.
These are
I know.
magical weapons.
Nature.
Uh,
Survival
I want to say.
of the fittest.
I'm gonna say it's gonna have to be a Dex one.
Damn it.
Dex. You know what? I would say a Dex skill, or I would even take like a con save because you're trying to grab a bunch of bladed weapons.
Okay. What are the
I can
what
also
are
try
the
to
dex?
cast counterspell if we want to try to bring it down lower.
So I can do athletics?
Yeah, you could do athletics.
Okay, we're gonna go with athletics because I got a +4.
Okay,
Save
That's the highest.
us.
cool. Trying to hit a 13 for this.
I got a 21, baby.
Hell yeah. These other
Way to
weapons start to fly towards Grog. We see Azilia step out of the wall, grab a bundle of weapons, and you yank them into the wall. So a bunch of animated weapons are stuck in that wall for now. You have a bunch of suits of armor that are now deanimated on the other side of the room. You have cleared this room of its other magical traps. The first floor you have claimed without incident. That means the first floor of this building is not in a complete ruin. Moving on to the second floor, or actually, I should say, from the armory, you come to like the base of the tower, and you can see steps going down or steps going up. Would you like to go to the second floor or go down into the lower floors?
There's a basement. Doesn't matter to me.
Let's just go down, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. So as you go down, you find yourselves in a dungeon. Surprisingly ornate and sort of like surprisingly like clean, very much like sort of a hospital level cleanliness for a dungeon in like the basement of a structure that's been closed up for 25-ish years. And as you're going through, it is like obviously most of you I think have dark vision, so it's just like the illumination, there's no light down here. But you're able to go through and you see that there's these sort of like vents on the ceiling and the floors as you go through, and you can see like as you're sort of moving through the space that gas starts to come out of the floor and ceiling, and you start to take damage and choke from this noxious
Don't
spell.
like that.
Oh, we love
What do you
that.
do to dispel this?
Would you call the gas? Well, no, hold on.
Yep. This
Is
is
it
effectively
infallible?
the cloud kill spell that you're encountering here.
Can I use Dragon's Breath on myself to light it on fire?
Yeah, you can try.
Sweet.
Wait, are you gonna explode yourself?
I'm gonna light the gas on fire to make it like, I don't know, go
Okay.
away.
Just be
You
as-
could do that with
That's-
like other gases, right? If you like light fire
Yeah,
into
sure.
like
Yeah.
an airborne component.
You're in a
like-
dungeon with no windows. You ever
It's
done that thing with
fine.
a potato cannon? Where you
Yeah.
spray yeah. You know how like you spray the thing, and then you close it real quick and then you hit the lighter and then it shoots the potato out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to
So
shoot us out.
cool. So that's what's going to happen if you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a potato today.
Okay.
Can you like see through the gas, or is it pretty like thick, stinky?
Yeah, it's like this like thick like cloud, like greenish thing that like it's now like it's sort of like just filled up the room up to like chest height and is just like you can like hold your breath to get through it, but impossible to breathe. That it's just like filled up this room.
Let's see. What do I have in my handy dandy backpack?
Is it still coming out?
It has just filled the room and then stopped, so it's just like
Okay.
fully.
If
So
you
I
didn't,
have something that I can use
Okay.
if no one else does.
so you don't have to burn a spell slot rock. I have a torch. You just yeet.
We could just explode everything.
Yeah.
We'll go back up to the
or-
first floor and throw that down there.
Cool. So
Can
you
I
want to
check the
blow
room
up the
for-
foundation of the castle that you're going to have as a stronghold?
Okay, let me
No,
just
we don't
okay,
wanna do
let
that.
me.
Okay.
We'll start over.
Wait. Oh,
I quick saved.
Okay,
I quick saved.
said okay. So you all get close to me in a 5-foot radius. I can cast
Mhm.
Warding Wind.
Hmm,
Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
smart.
Awesome. Yeah. Go ahead and do.
So this is what it says.
What is that?
A strong, it's called Warding Wind. So a strong wind, 20 miles per hour, blows around you out in a 10-foot radius and moves with you, remaining centered on you. It has the following effects. It deafens you and other creatures in the area, so we can't hear anything. But it extinguishes unprotected flames. It hedges out vapor, gas, and fog that can be dispersed by strong wind.
Yep. That would do it.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Okay. So
Interesting.
you cast it on yourself, and you can see that you're starting to just like whip this gas cloud just around in this space. It's not really ejecting it, but
Mhm.
you now have a clear view of like the vents on the floor. And go ahead and give me a
Breathe.
perception check as you're in here. Because now you can sort of like walk through without having to just like be in this thing. Is that a 22 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
No.
22.
Two very different rolls.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is 4, but we'll go with 22 instead because it's better. With a 22, you are able to find what looks like a very obvious, like, oh, you fucked up and triggered the trap, flip this lever breaker. Like on the underside of something. Because you're not a little bit, you're a lot shorter than a high elf. So it's like, oh, this is supposed to be like underneath for someone else, but it's like pretty much you're just like, oh, it's right there. Do that. Warding wind you can feel is sucking it down, and it all goes through the roof vents and is ejected out of this room. So you have this first room. You have another door that appears much more like a like banded iron, like full on like vault door at the end of the dungeon.
Hmm.
Like big old like classic sort of like round thing, big hand crank with like sort of magical runes on it.
Ooh, what's that?
Okay.
Let's go look at that.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Yeah, for sure.
10.
We'll also do one, just in case.
Okay. Sure.
Got a 14.
What are we doing in Arcana check?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you want to burn a spell slot, you have
Got a dirty
detect
20.
magic.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Cool. Grog, dirty 20 with the Arcana.
Fine.
As you're all inspecting it, we'll say that Grog points out to you guys who are a little bit more in tune with like arcane runes. Grog is able to see the ones that are like higher up and lift you guys up, and you're like, oh, this is a pretty clear, like, sort of innate sigil sequence that means that there's an arcane part of this lock that can be dispelled, but then there's also the physical lock that you would have to somehow break into. And it's sort of, for ease of reference, it's a big old, like, sort of like tumbler system thing with the big like clicky stuff.
Mhm.
So there's mechanical and a magical element to the way that this door is locked.
We love it.
Oh, looks like we'll be back down here some other time.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
I'm just kidding. We don't.
Oh, okay.
You
I
wanna
was
just abandon this.
like,
Well, we just got this big fuck off door in our basement.
Yeah. Man, future
Wow,
us
that
is gonna have
big-
a real
This
time.
big vault door in our
Alright.
basement.
we'll
Better
just
not
put some
open that.
drywall over it.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
fine.
You know.
Yeah. Cool.
have
So how do you want to take a crack at this big old door?
How do we try to pick the lock or something? Or is there
You-
is there maybe like something around that we could figure out like what the code is or whatever?
That is interesting. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
+1. 16.
16. I'm gonna roll. Let's see how well this elf. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sloppy elves. On a 16, you find a slip of paper that is like stuck under like a crate in the dungeon. So you're kind of like looking around and be like, one of these fucking idiots had to be dumb enough to write this down. And you do find it's like the back of a napkin. Like someone
Nice.
wrote three numbers.
Give that guy a
on-
raise.
Wow, I like
the
this place
equivalent-
already.
It's like the equivalent of like your work computer, like writing the password to your work
Yeah.
computer on a sticky note and putting it like on the.
Yeah,
Under the
you can see
keyboard.
that the back of it, he
What
did.
an
There was
idiot.
like there was a little bit of like resin, like like thing that was on it. You bring it up as you start turning the tumblers. You can see there's a little bit of that resin, a little bit of residue. It looks like they did just stick the combination to the door.
Of this
Amazing.
future hour.
So, you're
This-
able to do that portion of the door, but you do find as you spin it, it still will not open. There is a magical component to this arcane lock.
Can we
Can I
intimidate
cast
the
Dispel
arcane
Magic
lock?
on it?
You can. This is you're kind of like doing spellcraft, like you're going up against another mage's like wards with this. So Dispel Magic will work, but you're just going up against the spell DC. So you want to go ahead and read Dispel Magic because it has
Yeah,
some
of course.
funky how it works.
Yes. Says choose any one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. And then if you cast it at higher levels, it's the same thing except for, at 4th level or lower, it ends at the next one up kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can upcast it. Yeah, I would say with that Arcana check, you're able to figure out that this is probably it's at least a 4th level spell that they used. This like version of Arcane Lock.
Okay.
So 4th or 5th level spell slots would give you advantage on this to try and dispel it.
Okay. I'll use a 4th level spell slot.
Okay. Sweet. And we'll just go ahead flat whatever your spell. So just like flat charisma plus proficiency.
Okay. Gosh, I'm rolling so bad. Okay, so my charisma is +4. I rolled a 7. That's
And
11.
proficiency. Yeah, so
Proficiency is
14.
also +4.
Okay.
So,
So
15.
15 meets it, beats it. Rock goes up. You see a little bit of this like weird, wild magic that starts to just like crack the runes around it. You're able to dispel this function of this like form of arcane lock that was also on it. You see the door swings open. I need each of you to roll a D100, please.
You were gonna say
a
initiative.
D100?
I thought you were
Roll
gonna say
initiative.
initiative.
No,
Oh,
no.
scary. That was scary.
99.
99.
23.
I got an
I got a
89.
6.
You got a what? A 6?
Yep. I got a 00 and a 6.
Wow.
Okay, and a 6. Okay.
Kyle asked if the runes are scratch and sniff. I don't
They
know.
are.
Smell like Cottage cheese.
What do they smell like? Hey, cottage cheese. All right.
Smelly feet.
Like old
Beets
dungeon.
and oregano.
Oh, right.
That kind of
Interesting.
oregano.
Yeah.
The fruits here look like fart.
Inside the treasury, it takes you a little while to go through, but you gauge that you have in gold and gems and sort of like unique artifacts that are in here. You have a little over 21,000 gold.
I kill the party.
It's as if we could take you.
Wow. So 21,000 gold. Daniel, do you have a metric that we can like quantify that in like dollars?
At
Just
least
to put it
50
in
million
perspective.
pesos.
So a
Grasshoppers.
regular Joe, like a guy working at the inn, probably makes like the kid who's like washing dishes in the back of the inn makes like 5 copper a day.
Yeah.
And it's 10 copper to a silver and 10 silver to a gold piece.
Yeah.
12 billion rupees.
So
like $500,000.
yeah, you've got a lot of money here.
Nice.
And while you're going through, this is like you can see this is gold, but not just from like current era like coinage. There are coins in here like gold coins and stuff from like other like eras, like from before the empire.
That's
Like
cool.
coins that were like collected and haven't even been smelted into like modern currency.
Wow.
So,
Dealt it.
yeah, it is the treasury of this elven castle.
We're rich.
Big boot.
Yeah. So it's 21,000 21,700 gold.
We should relock this door.
Yes, we should. And then not write the combination down next to
Yeah.
the door.
Let's make it something we can all remember.
Well,
Kyle says if you take the gold, your teeth will turn your teeth will fall out and your toenails will become ingrown.
Joke's
Implying
on
that
you.
this is
I already have that.
implying that the gold is cursed, but I doubt Daniel would do that.
Womp womp womp.
No, I would tell you this is just elven gold that they stockpiled here because they're elves.
I think in all seriousness, though, we should definitely relock this door. Put a
yeah,
big
what's
old
our
sign that says
combination?
"Do not enter." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oregano.
Yeah, but it's like
How
in the
about-
old school style, like touch, like the old flip phones. You got to type oregano, like 111.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that actually.
Yeah, it'd be impossible.
Is
I
it
have no idea.
literally going to be oregano? Or could we make the password cornbread?
I
Yeah,
like that, Hallie.
you could make
I
the
like that.
password cornbread.
It's so funny you said that because I said that like 20 seconds ago, but didn't know I was muted.
Oh no.
I was like, what about cornbread?
Yeah,
Password is
great
cornbread.
minds.
We're always
That's
like
weird.
right on each other's tails. I love it. We're always
Yeah.
on the same page, even when we do.
Remember this, chat. The password is cornbread.
Password is cornbread. All right, good stuff.
Title of the
So
episode.
the basement. You have a dungeon, which pretty ornate, but would make for a good kind of like storage space. Whatever you want to retrofit it into. Unless you want to hold on to a dungeon. All that you have left is the second floor of the castle.
Let's
go.
do it.
Maybe there's more gold.
going up into the second floor, you see that the second floor is mostly sort of a open space that's sort of like a training area and sort of like a library space. Not a whole lot here, no like doors or anything to be uh like dispelled. It's sort of like a mixture of what would be like a lounge slash war room slash like training area. Like there's one big sort of like table that looks like people would have sat at for communal meals and any kind of like planning stuff would be there, but it's all pretty much been bare. So um the rest of this space, although it is pretty empty, it does have a number of like side rooms that are what you can see are like personal quarters. And you do see a number of them have very ornate rugs in these
Not
side
a rug
rooms.
again.
Watch out for those rugs.
That
The
is
last
so
time I
rude.
encountered a rug, I turned into a horse.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's true. And you can presume these ornate rugs that have been left where the rest of the bedding has been stripped from most of these rooms. You can presume they are the similar animated ones that would attack you. How do you want to deal with these rugs?
I feel like we should like throw something as bait at them so they like roll up in it, you know.
We can tie them
I
up.
don't know. Yeah.
How did we do it last time? Out like after you turned into a horse, what happened after that?
It
We
just
just
kind of
like
ripped
attack it?
apart.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Hold on. Can I put them in the bag of?
You certainly could try. That would be probably
then-
contested athletics
And
to
then
get a. This is a large rug. This is like a, 6x8 rug in a room.
hear me out, right? The next time we're in combat, we fucking use the rugs.
Oh my god.
Why don't we just pick up some rocks on the ground and just throw them at the rugs?
I throw
and then
rock.
they'll-
That's kind of what
Oh, I mean rocks.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
we should try that.
Let
Like,
me-
like disarm the trap by setting it off with a
Mhm.
decoy.
Yeah, you've definitely got like chairs and like random furniture in the other rooms that you could do that. It's gonna be probably some like dexterity to try and like do it and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Either
can
like
do that.
stealth or sleight of hand.
I can do
How many rugs are there? Because I'll help out.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Shouldn't have opened my fat fucking mouth. Fuck, that's 6.
Okay, there's 6 rugs.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
I grab the nearest chair.
Okay, yeah, you go to the table, you pick up this, it's pretty nice, just like chair from this table, haul it over. You're gonna what skill are you gonna use for this?
I'm gonna use stealth.
Stealth. Okay.
Yeah.
This is just gonna be another flat DC 15 to try and do it.
16. Just
16.
made it.
Hell yeah. Toss the chair onto the rug. It wraps it up fully. Starts to kind of like crush it and break. And once it has destroyed the chair, first one deanimates.
I'll use sleight of hand for this one.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Go, baby. Please be good. Oh my god, it's a 5! I got a nat 1 again!
Okay.
F.
No!
While Zephyrus is taking care of the other ones with a chair, you guys hear a lot of like crashing from one of the rooms as Grog is attacked
Right.
by this rug.
Oh no.
Not gonna roll
Okay.
initiative because there's 5 of you and it's one rug. But as the rug envelops Grog, it does start to like destroy parts of these like these are like communal rooms that are starting to get like beat up as Grog's trying to like do this.
Kill me.
I
So you
would
gotta-
like to use my fling tongue rapier to
Okay,
try to cut him out of the rug.
Kill
I
me.
can also
Alright.
dispel magic.
that's a piercing weapon. So you're kind of like you walk into the room and this is like sort of like feet sticking out of a rug that's like hopping around. That's like a
Okay,
Grog
well,
shaped
maybe
a Grog shaped tube.
How big is
can
the
I
rug?
like
It's
What?
it's a large thing, so it's like wrapped around Grog, so it's like compressing him so he can't like move.
I am
He's-
Like you
mummified
he's-
can't
by
see
rug.
him at all.
Yeah, like you can see like he's 7 feet tall. So yeah, he's just basically he's just taking bludgeoning damage as he's being crushed by the rug.
I can also enlarge him.
Don't. Oh
Just-
well. Yeah, well, I don't know what that does to the rug.
It'll-
It would basically be like if you put like a wet washcloth, you know, if you like slap it on you and it just kind of stays. I would say enlarge could work. That would probably be some kind of athletics on Grog's end, I think, with advantage. If you burn a spell slot with enlarge.
Okay. How big's the room?
I also would like to offer instead of using my rapier, I could use my parrying dagger and like try to cut him out of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think either of those would give you'd do so with advantage.
I can also cast dispel magic.
That could also work. This is a
As-
pretty low level enchantment.
The-
Animated
I don't wanna
object.
die here.
Why don't you
As
just
the
do
least-
dispel
I have
magic? That seems like the simplest thing.
Daggers.
That seems like the less hurting Grog thing.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I could accidentally cut him.
All right.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah. It's a low level spell to enchant very mundane things like carpets and rugs. Burn a spell slot to dispel the magic of it. Falls off. Grog, you are no longer being crushed. It's minimal amounts of damage to you. No need for that. If there was a lot of failed rolls that were going forward, then it would be a little bit more. Otherwise, relatively unhurt.
Sweet. Thank you.
But partially trashed second floor in this sort of like barracks room at this point. The rest of the ones using some dispel magic, some other chairs, you're able to get the rest of the 6. Only thing that is left up here is the top of the tower on the 2nd floor, which as you go up, it's
Before we go up, should we take a break? Just to keep the suspense.
yes, that
We don't
will
have
work.
to.
No, that's totally fine. Yeah, we can do a 10-minute break
Sure.
as it's getting there. And this will be the last room.
Cool.
Cool stuff.
Sweet. Damn. I thought I was a goner.
Getting suffocated by a rug.
Who'd
Yeah,
have thought
it
that we'd see these
does.
again.
It does very little damage. It's just destructive enough that it starts to fuck up some of the rooms.
Need.
Yep.
So once we dispel all of these traps, will
Mhm.
they be disarmed until we rearm them?
Yeah. So what this is reflecting is you guys making it through a like ruin,
Yeah.
which is a type of thing that's in the strongholds in the book.
Yeah.
So if you've only trashed one room so far in this, or like part of a floor, with those sort of like one failure of that roll, and the failures in the first room will just be more. It'll be a higher cost to repair this ruin that you're going through. So basically, once you have Steris kind of like with you looking at stuff, like she's the auditor that's going through and is like, okay, yeah, like 21,000 gold, you've got all this, whatever stuff, like going through and sort of like cataloging what's in there, and then we'll basically give you a deed that says, this is your castle, as it stands.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you'll use the strongholds and followers to decide how you want to allocate those funds to repair it so that you can start having your own stronghold.
So we can commit more
Cool.
terrorism.
Terrorism or
Don't say that in front of the auditor, Grog.
Steris, like blue eyes just kind of like flick over, flick back. Gonna keep writing on her notepad.
Terror what? Don't even know her.
Yeah, she can't frown, but know that she was frowning.
Okay.
What are you knitting, Allie?
I'm crocheting a
Crocheting.
scarf.
Let me go. Wow, very nice. Very nice. Let me go back and see.
I'm just practicing crochet stitching so I can make other stuff. And it also helps keep my hands busy so that I can pay attention.
We love that.
Yeah.
Yes. The need to have hands doing stuff.
Yeah, because it's either I do that or I bite my fingernails or I go on this and I don't actually pay attention to what's going on.
One of the guys in the other game, he finished making a hat, and I think he's making a second hat at our other game.
Does he know what's happening in the game though?
No, he does.
Wow.
He just became an elven king.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
There's a
became
hat.
fully a new class. Is
Wow.
psionic instead of a sorcerer.
Oh.
Yeah, third party class from the same people that make strongholds and followers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole
Good
strongholds
stuff.
thing I've never done or even heard of. So,
Yeah,
pumped.
it's a thing that's in the DMG, but there's no real rules about it. But I mean, it's kind of like I was telling Hallie before. It's you guys. I want there to be more to this campaign than just we kill monsters. Because obviously you'll still go adventuring and fight stuff, but you just been like at it for like months, and or I want this world to feel a little bit more lived in, than just going from like dungeon to dungeon. So,
Sure.
Yeah, where you guys have like a stronghold, and we can have sort of interludes between adventures at your strongholds. I'm going to dip out for a bit, and I will be back.
Cool.
Dungeons and Dragons and Dreams.
Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D and D.
D&D and
Triple
D.
D's.
So what's everyone snacking on tonight?
Hmm?
What's everyone snacking on?
Okay.
I think we all know what's coming.
Is it actually?
I heard the oven go off. Other room. It's either that or like queso, which
Ooh.
at 9 o'clock at
Maybe
night
it's made for herself.
probably won't feel good.
I've had a cinnamon roll for breakfast. I went and got it with you.
Yes. You can never have too many.
Your superhero name would be Cinnaboy.
On Instagram, I put up that poll and I said, "Will there be synonym roles?" And
I saw that.
no one.
I appreciated it.
Thank you.
I didn't say anything.
Where was I?
Really,
And I
what are
couldn't
you
say
eating?
the word synonym. I was at the Elks. I was at the Elks playing trivia, and the guy that was doing the trivia couldn't say the word synonym. He kept saying cinnamon.
Okay. Please hold.
He knew he was saying it wrong to give context, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. It'll be backwards.
Tom Holland is playing Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom in the live action
Makes
Danny
too
Phantom
much
movie.
sense. Makes too much sense in my brain.
What? Okay.
He wants him to.
They
He
need to
wants
stop.
Tom Holland to play Danny Phantom. I just can't wait for.
They need to stop with the remakes.
I just can't wait to be in the
Literally.
theater in the dark and you just hear "Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do." He's a phantom.
It'd be
I
so
love
great.
that. Oh, I have mixed emotions about the live Avatar show thing happening. Because Netflix
Oh.
fucked it up.
Is it coming out on Netflix as a series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's. I don't know if
they
it.
fuck it
Has,
up?
I don't know.
How'd they fuck it up?
Okay. How count the ways? Okay. They took out a whole bunch of shit that like Avatar, like the show, needed. Kyle said in the chat, original ideas are scary.
Yeah.
We only do remakes in this universe.
And out of
Yeah,
ideas.
because they make money.
Right. So they removed a bunch, like anything that revolved character development, they got rid of. Like Sokka being an asshole and a sexist asshole, they got rid of that. And like like obviously like that's terrible, right? But in the show, you watch him in like season 1 be this
He
kind
has
of
to be an
douche.
asshole.
Yeah, he's got to be the lovable asshole, right? But then throughout the show, like he like those feelings change and like his outlook on the world and women and like their roles in that world
Literally
change.
build a character. Like,
Yeah. And they changed Aang's whole thing about like wanting to become the Avatar and wanting to be a kid, and they just like I can't remember where I like read it, but
they ruined it.
they ruined it. Not everything needs to be live action-ified. Thank you.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like I won't be watching.
And I think they changed what's Sokka's sister? What, Tara? Yeah, they changed her whole thing too.
The original show, like, is one of my favorite pieces of media for so many reasons, and like has been for a really long time. And it just like every time they've tried to do something else with it, I always like want it to be good, and they always make changes that like don't. So I just like.
Yeah. I will say for me, when Avatar was out on Nickelodeon, that was not one of the shows that I watched. That's when I transitioned to Cartoon Network and started watching more like those cartoons and like Naruto, and turned more towards like anime. So my knowledge of like Avatar as a kid, like I think I watched the same episodes on rerun whenever it was on. So I never really watched Avatar. It wasn't until college that I watched Avatar. Well, I got Avatar when I was like 20, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. 12-year-old me would have really loved this.
It's a really fucking good show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And here's me watching Avatar at 25.
Right.
Like, yeah, I watched that in the second time I went back to college. First year of new media was I watched Avatar and Korra.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret.
I think so. There are some things like it happens a lot with like animated shows becoming live action, or like movies becoming musicals or the other way around. Like some of that like campiness and goofiness doesn't translate the stuff that makes it good in the first place. And then you try to like make it this weird like serious thing and it's like no. It totally loses its like shine. Like with the I find it like kind of I haven't seen the new Mean Girls movie, so I can't really say, but I find it like kind of stupid that there's a movie called Mean Girls. They made it into a Broadway musical, which is pretty, like, the soundtrack is pretty good. And then they made the Broadway musical into another live-action movie. Why? Why the fuck did they do that?
Why would you go backwards?
Full circle. Like,
we gotta beat that dead horse, baby. We need that IP.
like,
we can't let it
oh my
die.
god.
We
It's
need that
too
money.
popular.
I'd rather have a live recording of the musical than a movie of the musical. That, you know what I mean? Like, because stage productions are like a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's entirely different energy.
Yeah.
And you like when they tried to make Cats the musical the movie, it flopped.
Dude,
because you can't make that shit work on the silver screen.
That shit was nightmare
it's
fuel.
Weird enough in the theater.
Oh yeah. You're watching like fully animated humans into cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw some wild of the cat.
Oh, it was so like they like
it
walked
was so bad.
themselves.
So
they
fucking
walked
bad.
themselves into a meme hell.
Oh yeah.
With that movie.
Okay, gang. We want to do this last room of this dungeon?
Yes.
Castle?
Oh,
we already did the dungeon.
Kyle says they're doing the same thing with video games as movies. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
No creativity allowed. Only profits.
Our collective intelligence has run out of ideas.
Yeah.
It's true. That's why everything I steal is from Star Wars.
Heck yeah.
And then I make it fantasy.
One of the best independent films of all time.
Yeah, A New Hope. It's just great.
So good.
Small indie production.
Wow.
Incredible. Okay. We'll get back into it. Where did we leave off? You had just
live is going to be up here.
Yeah, you had just finished that. Now you've just got this sort of spiral staircase going up. It transitions from the it looks like a newer addition to the tower was like added on, so it's like it goes from like the like mage crafted stone steps to like wooden steps that are going up. And these like lantern sconces that have been all around, which looks like they had some sort of like continual flame or something in them, transition to like these big metal like wall sconces. Looks like a newer part of the tower of this thing was like added on to as it goes up. Reaching the top, you see sort of like a mage's workshop space. Lots of like tables that are like covered in like runes for like enchantment things. There's like a weird thing of like glass bubbling things and like fixtures and weird brass pipes and all bits of those things. And moving into this space, it's like entirely like weird magical stuff going on. And the room itself up at the top is this big like circular thing. And your kind of first impression is like someone, or not your first impression, but you can tell that like someone left in a hurry, and there's tons of stuff that just looks like it was like shoved into like very much the like had a bag, put everything in there. And you can see that there's like weird bits of like spell components that have like melded together, and there's like weird bits of like arcane moss and like crystals that are like growing up into the walls.
That's so cool.
I like it.
Yes. But those of you that can cast magic, which is all of you, like your skin is like tingling with the amount of just like arcane like magic that you sort of like walked into this nexus of.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So this no need for sort of like dispel magic would just be like this is a how do I describe it? Sort of like a minefield that you're in. Of like various you have sort of like various nodes of this that are like going up, like some of it is like this weird moss, others is just like a like looks like an ooze or something that's just like grown into like part of a wall. Another thing is just like this like red like metal has just like stayed permanently like hot and is just like slowly like dripping onto the floor and has like burned a hole through it. Yeah. So like weird magical things in this sort of like arcane power. How do you want to go about dispelling these sort of like various things? The major I will say like the three major things that are in this room that will be problematic are the metal sconce that's just like dripping liquid metal continuously. Like it looks like it's one of the metal sconces that looks like it has had like heat metal cast on it, but instead of just fully melting away, it is just slowly just like dripping molten metal and like not losing any of its mass. The moss is like something that has eaten the weird like alchemical area and has started to like grow this weird like blue fungi that's like just like even at a distance feels very just like arcane and like makes like your hair stand on end, sort of like static electricity as you get closer to it. It's a really bad time for Zephyrus's like hair to just like starts just going into a full afro. And the other one is like this weird sort of like an ooze which you've encountered before, but is something that looks like it was an ooze, but then like hit the enchantment table and sort of exploded into sort of like if you ever accidentally turned on a blender without the lid on, or like seen a video of that happening. It kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
But is like also exuding weird magical energy. Those are the three like major things in this room. How do you want to go about dealing with them?
I feel like the frost beam thing would work well on that metal sconce.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Yeah, I was too, actually.
Okay, sweet. It's going to be a little bit of another spell attack to see how that'll work.
Can I do something while that's happening?
Yeah. What's Grog doing in the room?
This is kind of a failsafe in case we gotta run or make some sort of saving throw. I'm gonna cast Aura of Protection on the group, which while you are conscious, you grant all friendly creatures, including you, within 10 feet, a +5 bonus to all saving.
Oh,
so
hell yeah!
If we fuck this up, we're good.
Solid.
So I'm gonna just give like a quick clip.
Nice. Good stuff.
So
all right, Rock, what do we got?
I rolled to hit. I rolled a nat 1 +8.
Okay.
That equals 20.
Oh, no.
Nat 1. Wow. Okay. So you've done the frost thing on the lower levels with some stone that was just cracked before. You're like, all right, stone, I can work with that. Metal, similar, I just got to cool this down. Then we'll be good. You blast it with this ray of frost and the metal like cools down almost immediately, but then you see it like superheats, and you see like sparks of metal start to like pop off, like it's like starting to like explode.
Oh no.
And eventually just fully detonates. I will need everyone to make saving throws.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm so glad I did that. I'm sorry, but I'm glad I did it.
What kind of saving throw? Dex?
Dex saving throws.
Oh.
+5.
Ooh, damn.
Yep.
You're shitting me.
26.
Okay, no, that's a 7.
We're doing a +5.
Yes. I got
I got a
a
17.
20. Sorry, we'll go through. Who got what?
I got a 17.
I got a 31.
Rock, what'd you get?
What am I rolling?
Dexterity saving throw, please.
I got a 21.
Oh, ignore that. That's not the right thing.
Let's go, baby.
Oh wait, can I do it either way? Oh my god. Sorry. I think I did it. The Dex save was 13 plus 5 is 18.
Yes, let's go. Lois is an 18.
Hell
We all
yeah.
survived.
So if you DC 18 to save on that, everyone hit that?
I got a 19.
Sweet. So you only take half of 31 points of damage.
Oh god damn it. Each?
Yeah,
Half
so
of
just
31 is that?
You noticed.
so that's just 15.
Okay.
Ouch. Ow, I'm burning.
Yeah. So that explodes, fully detonates a hole in the side of the tower as well.
Oh no.
So that'll be something you'll have to deal with.
Hmm.
You've got the weird moss and the weird jelly on the enchantment table.
Can we eat
But the
the
I-
jelly?
What was that?
Is the metal gone though? Like that?
Oh yeah. The sconce fully exploded. So yeah, that's dealt with.
Okay. Sweet.
I have like an idea for the moss on the wall. I don't know if this will work. But can I like scrape it off the wall into my portable hole and then set it on fire in the portable hole?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think scraping it off, that would be some kind of dexterity
Where did you get the hole from?
to do that.
It's either that or I could just like burn it on the wall. I'm assuming like is the wall like is the whole place made of stone? Like if I burn the moss off the wall, like
Yeah, this is more magecraft stone that you're dealing with.
so can I just like attack it with my flame tongue rapier and just like hope that the rest of it
So
just
it's sort of
burn?
like if someone like spilled paint is almost what
Yeah.
it looks like. So it's not like you could like scrape it off with a knife. It's like there's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Or maybe could I just
Dangerous,
maybe
man.
Eldritch blast it?
Yeah, you could try and blow it up. A little bit of
Well,
eldritch magic and a little bit of
Yeah.
arcane. Yeah. I will say you did just see a similar thing go very poorly. Sort of
Yeah.
that was the worst case scenario, I will say, because it wasn't that one.
What's the deal with the moss? Why is it bad?
The moss is
In the way.
very electrified. Lots of lightning sort of coursing through it as you get closer.
What?
Yeah. I think Azealia would be like curious enough that like you get closer and you can see straight up like between the what is it called? Like the caps of the mushroom, there's like little arcs of lightning.
Oh
Like-
god.
Yeah.
It's like tiny
That's
Tesla
cool.
cool.
Wait, that's cool. Don't hurt it.
It is
Speak to it.
cool.
Talk to it. See if it
Wait,
has feelings.
I want to lick it. No.
You want to lick it.
No,
What's
no.
the deal with the
I mean,
strawberry gelatin?
I will say it's a plant. So
I know,
Speak to
that's
it.
what I'm thinking of. I'm
Talk
trying
to
to
it.
Yeah,
find
maybe
something to do.
maybe you can woo the plant somehow.
Okay, so this is my
Try to seduce the
thought,
moss.
maybe.
yeah,
So
I mean, you can
You're a
talk to it.
druid. Talk
Yeah.
dirty to the moss.
Yo,
I've
you're
been trying to find
electrified.
something that I want. Guys, I've been trying to find something that I want. So I found this might work. Commune with nature.
It
Oh,
is
that sounds
nature,
like
kind of.
So
Magic nature.
you briefly become one with nature and gain the knowledge of the surrounding territory and the outdoors, blah, 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 and caves and other underground, it's kind of underground settings. Radius is da, da, da.
Do you have the
You can
spell
activate
speak
it
with
and it's-
plants?
Yeah.
Okay, that
Use
might be
that.
easier than commune with
That's
nature.
better.
Yeah, because this is the plant.
Okay.
It's just screaming.
Yeah. You killed us. Gary, no! I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Taking away from your moment.
The plant.
Yeah. So you want to read Speak with Plants, if you've got it?
Sorry, I'm just reading about it. Yes, I guess.
Okay.
If you think that
I know
one's
it's a
better.
spell. I don't think I know what it does.
Yeah. Okay.
You can like
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the difference is.
because with Speak with Plants, I think you can convey simple ideas to plants, and
You can command them to do things.
And you command the moss to walk away.
yeah, leave or guard the entrance to the
I
fucking
don't
safe.
mind the boss being here. I just don't want it to hurt us.
Go to the ceiling. Tell them to fuck off.
Moss can stay. It's pretty. I just don't want it to like fucking hurt us. That's all.
Go to the rafters.
Yeah, if it wants to move, then that's fine.
You can literally tell it to fuck off.
It can also stay because I like the decor.
You like the vibe?
Okay.
I like the vibe of the moss, but
Yeah.
if it plans on hurting us, it can skedaddle.
That feels like a nature roll for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Nature or persuasion? You're trying to persuade the moss as you ask it.
No. I am terrible at persuasion and charisma, you know this.
Yeah. We're rolling
like-
with advantage for burling a spell slot for this.
Well,
so.
that's
I
a
can-
nat 20, so I got 26.
There you go.
26. Holy shit. Okay.
I am talking to that moss.
Yeah, what do you say to the moss? 26?
So Speak with Plants is all kind of about like, hold on, let me pull it up again. It's it gives it the
You can kind of for now like ignore whatever that is. Like what do you, Azealia, say to these plants?
can I ask a question first?
Yeah. I mean, it can
Like-
give you simple ideas. This is a weird, like, I will say this is a magical moss, so it's probably got an intelligence comparable to
Right.
like a small animal.
Okay, what's its purpose?
Purpose, grow.
That's as lightning as I thought it would.
Okay. Do you hurt other things?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ask it what master does it serve.
Oh, shut up. If I
I
touch you,
I want to know who was here before.
Yeah. We must protect
if I
this
touch you,
house.
will you guys shut up? If I touch you, will you hurt me?
Are you made of flesh and bone?
Oh fuck. Okay. Um. I need you to leave this castle.
I do not have legs like you.
Well then, okay. Stupid mouse. I'm just like just standing staring at this wall, like talking to it, and no one else can hear what it's saying. I'm just like cursing the wall. Fucking moss.
Yeah, fuck you.
I would say at this point, because these like there's like a hole that's been punched in the wall. You can say that the moss is sort of like shrinking away from the bright light. 'Cause it's like it's sort of like a fungi, less
Mhm.
less yeah.
Well, you
less
should have
like
said that earlier. I'll just cast Moonbeam on it.
that was the I was trying to say that the mushroom caps you could see the sparking between. Wanted to differentiate between like moss that you see on a tree and like weird mushrooms that have grown out.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't like light.
Correct.
Okay. Well, Frog, do you want to punch a hole in the ceiling?
No, I can burn it with radiant light.
Well, okay. I was just trying to give you some flavor, but that's fine.
Nah, I don't want to bring the house down.
I mean, I can't. I can only tell it to fuck off so many times. Go away.
Leave.
I'm commanding you to go away. It was supposed to listen to me.
Yeah.
Follows my simple commands.
Yeah. It says
Could you persuade it into becoming non-magical? Somehow, I don't know.
Persuade plants.
I think it responds with like I can not hurt if you move me with your legs.
Okay.
Oh no, she's frozen.
She's frozen. So
Scrape them up.
yeah, I'm gonna just move them. I'm gonna just scrape it off the wall.
Yeah.
And throw it out of the hole or out of the window.
Yeah.
Throw it out of the window?
Or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out.
Okay. That is going to be either a deception. She's saying, "Don't scrape it off."
Well,
we might have to. I'm gonna say we'll table that for now,
okay.
and we'll move over to
I really want to inspect the slime or whatever.
the slime. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that looks like very much like it something like exploded and kind of hit the wall
Don't
in like
scrape
a
it
big side.
I haven't touched
like,
it. I haven't touched it. I promise.
Big old green geyser and is now sort of like stalagmites and stalactites. Which as you get closer, you can see like inside of them, which are like this weird. It looks like crystalline, sort of, and you can see it's sort of like glowing inside.
We're talking about the slime.
Yep.
Oh. I didn't hear like any of that, but
There's like crystalline slime.
Yep, and it's kind of a sickly green, and inside of it you can see that it's sort of like bubbling and like shifting inside of its shape.
Can I pick up a piece of it, like inspect it further? Do I get any like magical vibes?
I would say like as you go to like, are you trying to like snap off a piece of like the stalactites or something? Like that's what you're trying to do. As you go and you like just like put a hand on it, you can feel it start to like eat into your glove. Like this is acidic on it. Or like innately like it's like crystallized acid as you like even try and like put a hand on it. Starts to eat into your glove.
I'm gonna move away.
I'm still talking to the mouse.
Fine. You can hang out with your new friend.
I'm over in the corner.
This is just Azealia talking to a wall.
She's like,
no, shh, Be good. Be a good moss.
Yeah, everyone else trying to like do their thing, and then you just have the druid just a head against the wall, talking,
Wow.
literally just talking to plants. Sure.
No hurt.
Hey,
I will
but we
miss you
need that
every
though.
day.
You're gathering intel. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they're like our spies on the wall.
And I don't have anything to really like mess with that.
The only thing I can think of is that I went through my inventory and I have a sack, but I think it would maybe just go through the sack.
And I mean,
Yeah.
Again, I have
It's
a portable
currently. So I will say it's currently attached to the stone wall and like wooden table.
to eat to the table.
It's not. So it seems wood and stone not affected by it.
What if? Can Azilia? Can you like coat it in stone, and then we can dispose of it outside or something? Like with stone shape or whatever you had.
Mm-hmm. What is it again?
It's the stalactite, like crystallized acidic slime that's hanging from the ceiling and growing out of the table.
Slime. To think of how I would do that.
So I'm trying to think of the stuff that I can do, and I can just like I can blow it up.
I have a really dumb question.
Yeah, what's up?
Azealia, don't you have a new arm? Like that's made of
do.
rock?
It's made of moonstone.
It's a type of stone.
Precious gemstone.
If you want
So what are
to
you
see,
thinking? Grab it?
just pick it up because it's not affected by rock, but it's your body.
My body, my choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Frog.
Azealia, roll a d20 and call even or odds in your favor.
I don't like that.
I have a metal arm, but I feel like a rock.
I'm gonna say odds.
Okay.
I got a fucking 8.
Odds. As your friends are saying that, and the others are sort of like looking at the table, you can see that the like etchings that are done on like the table, like all the runes and stuff, you can see that a lot of them have like inlays of gemstones, and the gemstones have been eaten by the acid.
Okay, so let's not do that. I would not like to lose my entire arm, Grog.
Mouthful of cinnamon bun.
Sorry.
I literally got cinnamon buns and they're in my fridge. I haven't made them yet.
You're missing out,
Because
boy.
I was walking by and I was like, God damn it. Well, I'm gonna make them in my waffle one morning, I think.
Ooh. Good idea.
I have Druidcraft whenever we want to use that for any fun little
A
ditty.
fun cantrip.
Yep. Let's see, what is this? No,
Damn it.
that's not
Okay.
what I want.
Can I just?
Can I cast Magic Stone? No, it's not a stone. Fuck.
I mean, you can throw a magic stone at it.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I would even say like you dinking it with like metal, it looks like it starts to like pit the metal a little bit when you like press on it, but otherwise it could be chipped away, but would take some time to do so. A little bit of finesse.
The stalactites, though, from the ceiling, are they causing damage to anything, or is it just the ones on the table?
This is more or less like a workplace hazard.
Okay.
Like, would you want a giant acidic spike just hanging out in a room in your castle.
You know, sometimes it's needed for decor. It's kind of like the moss, you know.
Once you know where you are, where your place.
Guys, the moss is our homie now. It's okay.
I would love to. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna hit that stalactite with Eldritch Blast and place my portable hole underneath it, so I can catch it in my portable hole.
You
and then
really
fold
just
up
want to
the
use
portable
this hole.
I just want to do something.
No, it's that's interesting.
I say go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, Okay. The table, you're able to like lift it up enough to get the hole underneath. So it is barely, it's like basically just connected to the jelly. I will, yeah, you can just blast it. Gonna say it's got a decent AC because you're trying to knock it off the wall with an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, what else are we gonna do?
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
You can't talk it down. You could knock it down.
I got a 17 hit.
Oh.
17. With a 17, you are able to knock off the majority of it, and it does tumble into the hole with the table. And what you've got left is like weird shards that are sticking out. But otherwise, you've got a big ass table and a bunch of acidic rocks in your magic hole. In your portable hole.
Hell yeah.
I don't like the way that sounds.
I forget that it's a portable hole. It's a pocket dimension.
Got a rocky
I
hole.
know, but I just want to use my portable hole. Doesn't sound good.
I never said those words. Somebody else did.
Don't like it.
I'm uncomfy.
Yeah.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
I didn't enjoy it.
Wow.
So, is there still some on the ceiling that is left?
On a 17, you got most of it. Like what's left on the wall, you could scrape it off, but now you just got a hole full of that.
That shit's another
and we'll
dimension.
cut over to the moss at this point. Azealia, the moss has told you that it can't move, but it could make itself not hurt you if you want to move it.
Oh yeah, we've already like dabbed it up. We're good.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. So you've knocked this thing off. You turn to check in on Azealia. Azealia just have like this sort of writhing mass of semi-conductive fungi
Like,
in your
guys,
arm.
look, it's our friend.
This nerd.
Does it have a name? What do we call it? How do we refer to it?
Ross.
Moss man.
Ross the Moss.
Yeah. So you guys are able to carry clumps of Ross the Moss out of here. What do you do with Ross the Moss?
Is this a fucking canon event? I'm throwing him out the window.
Release him into the wild.
Yeah, he needs to be with his people.
No,
we put him on the door.
Put him, I think we should put him just outside of the castle on the.
Well, you see, you can see that it like doesn't like sunlight as it's going.
You gotta
It's
really
like
put him in
shying
the basement.
away from it.
No.
Yeah, you do have a big ass basement.
We could put him in the vault. He can guard the money.
He's probably dark. It's probably dark down there.
Would you like to go in the basement, Ross?
Yes.
Can it be canon that we can all just speak to Ross and only Ross's plans? Like he grants us he grants us permission to speak to him. It's like the Spiderwick Chronicles. Like the monsters have to give consent in order to be seen.
So there is a thing called rapport spores.
Oh my god.
which because this is a weird arcane moss, I would say if you wanna try and inhale some of these magical spores and ask Ross for it,
Yes.
you can. It's going to be a little bit more dangerous than regular rapport spores.
Hey,
You just
I'm
get
so
like
down.
electrified in your mouth. It's like eating
Middle
pop rocks.
danger.
There's nothing that I want more than to just hang out with Ross.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I imagine
anyone,
Ross
I don't know where
as
he's been.
Yeah.
anyone who wants to do it's going to be an intelligence saving throw.
Oh,
for you.
awesome! Guess what I'm terrible at?
I mean,
I have
do you still have the
advantage on
aura up?
intelligence saving
Oh,
throws
yeah, that's
against
right.
magic.
I
got an 11.
Not really magic. This is like a
Okay.
natural, like it's a weird. It's psychic.
Okay.
So not. Yeah. This could be another
16.
DC 18.
Can I give
I didn't make it.
No!
I didn't make it.
Can I give advantage because I can already talk to him? Or them?
Yeah. I would say that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I'm friends with Ross, you know. We pals. We go way back.
So do we all get advantage?
Just you, unless you've got any advantage to intelligence saving throws for this.
Hell.
Do you have inspiration?
Yeah. Do you have? Yeah. If you have inspiration, you could burn it.
I do not.
I'll do it.
You have one?
21!
Yay!
Okay,
Okay.
fine, I'll do it.
Yay,
Cool, I'll
Ross.
do the drugs too.
Yeah.
Yay,
Did
Ross
you say
can talk to Ross.
intelligence saving throw?
Intelligence DC 18.
Rock and Ross.
Oh, I
Best
got a
friends.
20.
I need
Okay.
to start to be talking to this wall.
Amazing.
I think I might ask her to do
So,
it.
those of you guys that pass, you only take. I can't do math. 18 points of damage.
Woohoo!
If you
Awesome,
failed, you
powerful.
take 36 points of damage. This is psychic damage.
I take
From
how
inhaling
much?
36 points.
Whoa!
But this is why he's a really good guard for our money.
Yeah. So
I have 10
you
hit points.
I'll fix it.
you
I can fix that.
inhale
You pass
arcane spores from a moss you found in a semi-destroyed laboratory, as adventurers are wont to do. You immediately all get either like bloody noses, or like your throat is like entirely raw. The three of you that passed now have the rapport spores effect, which is effectively you can speak telepathically. Grog, you cannot receive any magical form of communication or telepathy.
At all?
Fully broken.
Wow, that actually.
Oh no!
That's bad. That's not good.
Yep.
Oh.
That's not good.
Unfortunately, that means sending
Bad rock.
message cantrip, any kind of telepathic speech.
That sucks. That is
Is there a
not
way to
good.
reverse that? Bad Ross.
Yeah, reload the quick
you
save.
You would need some kind of I would
Magic
say some like
juju.
greater restoration spell.
Yeah, give me
do
8
it.
more levels. Oh, fuck. All right. Just to
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
that's like mental magical separation. I would say greater restoration would do it. So if you can find a
I
cleric.
have greater restoration.
Okay, so yeah, you
I
could
have
repair that.
greater respiration. Sorry.
Our girl doesn't have to breathe.
Yeah, cool.
Amazing.
I only-
So, effectively, you bring Ross the Moss down. You put him as the new guardian of your treasure trove. He seems perfectly content to hang out in a room alone. Grog took a shitload of damage, but at this point, Steris has sort of been following you at a distance.
I forgot they were around.
Yes,
I forgot
no,
she was there.
she's just been incredibly like staying
Yeah.
like 30 feet away the entire time, just like notebook in hand, just like very good.
Probably like this girl's
You're still
crazy talking
alive?
to a fucking wall.
How you guys doing?
Watch us all inhale mysterious mushrooms we just found.
Yeah,
Electrified
yeah.
mushrooms.
Don't
Don't
worry,
worry,
we're like,
we'll
hey
leave.
guys, come support this and you'll be able to talk to this plant. We're like,
Hey,
cool.
Don't worry, we're gonna save
I
the
want
world.
to know
And I'm like, oh.
when we I passed on the thing, but if I had not passed, I only had 36 points of damage left, so I would have been doing saving throws.
Yeah. Until someone hit you with a healing spell, yeah. To bring you back up. Yeah, it's dangerous business taking care of all of the weird magical shit that's in a busted up castle. But Steris has done the audit for you here. The
We'll
ruin
take it.
is mostly intact. And she gives you a deed with her seal on it. And she says,
Yes.
I present this to one of you. Whoever holds this becomes the owner of this keep and the surrounding lands. We'll have to communicate somewhat with the local populace and see which lord they are sworn to, and you may come into some holdings, and you will be the protector of, or more or less take care of the peasants so that they don't revolt and try and kill you. That sort of thing.
Can I
Is
be
that
the
on the
owner?
piece of paper? Yeah.
I
Is that on the
I
piece of
think
paper?
last time we had said it was me, but I like.
Oh.
You did.
Yes, she
That's
does
cool.
point out
That's
that
cool. We can share.
who
That's fine
well,
with me too.
it's whoever's going to do this will be the one who will be sort of representing the castle and its holdings in any uh, official matters. Your name will be the one that is on when taxes are due, someone is going to say, oh, the lady so and so is this, or when we go into a town and there is rampant crime and we say, oh, who's the constabulary? And you say, there is no constabulary. And then we say, oh, well, who is your to be providing constabulary? And they say, this person. You know,
get to
so it's a bit of a responsibility.
Wow.
You get to claim us as dependents.
Of course.
I'll still do it if that's okay. If that's cool with you guys.
Certainly.
Yeah, you go for it.
I don't-
Rock
I don't
seems
want my-
like very responsible.
You think
Hmm.
Grog
We can
is gonna
hide in
put
the
his
grass.
name?
I
Yeah.
think that's good for him.
Fantastic.
Gr-
She hands you the scroll with a seal. And she says, very well. As the auditor for this situation, I have a few connections with stewards that could potentially be hired to come here, unless you have your own steward of the castle, more or less someone. I presume none of you are nobility that would know the stewardship of a castle, but in general, a steward would be the person that would take care of the day-to-day tasks and take care of things while you are away. As I saw you with the moss bit. If you were to be indisposed or unconscious, the steward would be in charge. if you have any of your retinue that you wish to put in charge while you are away, she kind of gestures around Aaliyah hanging out with the horses outside. There's one companion that we brought with, but if you have other allies or friends, retainers, companions that you wish to bring, they can obviously fill positions in your castle as you see fit.
Great.
Cool. We will have more soon.
Very good. Congratulations on your new castle.
Woohoo!
We got a
And-
castle.
You do
Welcome
indeed.
back
And a
anytime.
rock.
Come visit Ross. We'll all be here also. I'm here.
Yeah.
Casa
So
de Rock.
you now have a castle. It is
many-
very much a new apartment situation. Because you've got some very empty cabinets, a bunch of beds with no sheets, and
No.
some cracked,
Ceilings and floors.
ceilings and floors, things that you're gonna have to take care of. So for those of you that are going to do the strongholds and follower stuff, this will be the first time that we roll on the followers tables.
Heck
And this is
yeah.
going to reflect the sort of like first month that you guys spend sort of like getting things for your castle. And sort of the title of one of the sections is The Ruler and the Land Are One. So people know that you're here now. This small town that's down there is called Elm Hollow is the name of the little town that's down there. The people of Elm Hollow, you're able to get some people like day laborers to come and clear the fields and start like cutting an actual road to there. Takes a couple weeks or so. You're able to travel in and out to sort of like get furnishings for the basics. But we'll start with Grog. You filled out the thing. I don't
Oh yes.
have. Yeah, let's see. I need the drive.
Gosh.
Yeah, I will pull up the query right here. So we got Grog. Where are you? Individual. Okay, so keep. You put Rogue's Tavern, which I think I presumed you meant to do the
Yes.
chapel.
Yeah, I misclicked. Yeah.
Yes. And the summary. It looks like you. Shit. Did you put just retainers and special allies?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we got that, and I will bring up. Yeah, I changed the names of those things, and then it changed what they are.
Oh.
So, Grog. Okay, cool. I did gray that out. Awesome. So this is the table you're gonna roll on. So go ahead and roll a D100 for me. And if you get the 1 to 20 or 51 through 90 reroll, because then we're skipping units and we're skipping artisan followers.
I got a 3.
3. Okay, that's a reroll. That would be a light infantry unit.
All right, here we go. That is a 95.
95. Roll a D12 for me.
Oh boy. Or a 1. Damn, a lot of 1s.
Okay.
I'll roll again.
No, I just need to look up something real quick. Okay. So after a little while there, you've started to sort of like put together better part of a keep, really make this like a martial stronghold for you. And one day you are out doing some like training, and overhead you see what looks like should be a like a looks like a bird in the distance, but then starts to get like bigger and closer, and you think, dragon? That
Mm-hmm.
no way. It's got feathers? What? And it gets closer, and a creature lands next to you. It has big like eagle's wings, talons for its front claws, a big beak, but its hindquarters are that of a horse. You have a hippogriff mount.
Wow.
So yeah, this one
Wow.
looks like it has been drawn to your divine presence. Yeah, so you now have you can add a hippogriff to your mount on your character sheet, and that should bring
Oh my
that
god.
directly in there.
Oh my god.
Awesome. Rock, go ahead and roll. We got
Oh my
so we got the
god.
Sorcerer's
my.
Sanctum.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Rock's
Hey.
Sorcerer table. Okay,
Shut up, guys.
it's going to be a D100.
Let's do.
I also just answered it. Sorry, it was late.
Okay.
That
I
is
did not do it.
81.
81. Okay. Rock, what is your alignment?
Oh.
Oh, I wrote it down at one point.
Chaotic
Let
evil.
Should
me.
be in description.
Yeah. Chaotic evil.
I think I wrote originally lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral.
I think that's
okay.
probably still true.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll a D12 for me.
6 and 12. 1.
Lawful neutral. Okay. Huh.
Oh no.
Okay. So one day you are up in your tower. You hear screaming from outside. This is one of the days the rest of the party has been away for a little while. You're just there with a bunch of workers who are just like starting to fix things up. You hear screams from outside. You rush down out of your tower as quick as you can, and you see a humanoid feature, a golem, a grisly assortment of humanoid body parts that have been stitched and like bolted together. It looks incredibly strong, but is just like hulking and has like walked into the courtyard and just seems to be waiting for some instructions. So you can add a flesh golem to the extras
Ew.
of your
Ew.
character sheet.
Fucking flesh golems, dude. Micah, look up what a flesh golem looks like.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
nasty.
They are
It's nasty.
not. They're disgusting.
Oh,
In my first campaign, we played the Curse of Strahd, and there was a fucking flesh golem in the middle of town. It was disgusting what the pictures we used were.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Kyle said we
Oh,
love a good flesh
no.
golem.
Jesus.
Oh no,
Oh
dude.
no.
But hey, he wants to be friends.
He's on our side.
He does. He does.
Put him with Ross.
He's got
in a
good
fucking base.
intentions.
Hell
no,
yeah.
no. He can stay in
Put
the
him in
courtyard. He's fine.
No, put him in Ross.
Okay.
Put him in the dark.
We're gonna give him some clothes.
Deodorant.
Give him a nice hat.
No.
He's gonna be fine.
What's his name?
So Grog's started to make
I don't know yet.
his
Jeff?
Jeff.
Grog started to make his temple. We've got
Jeff
Rock
Nichols.
with their sanctum going on in the tower. And Azilia with a grove. Zephyrus. Filling out the form for this or no? You skipping Stronghold's followers?
It's only like 3 questions.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
it's-
but I didn't really do I didn't really read this stuff.
You don't have to. Just answer. They're easy.
Okay.
Ooh, that was my bag.
Yep.
All right.
So first question, just a real cursory thing. Keep is for like martial characters if you want to like have retainers and units. Tower is for researching spells, so you get some special effects. Temples are for clerics and paladins and druids. Establishment is for like gathering intelligence and rumors and making a lot of money.
Pretty cool.
I want to do the tower.
Tower?
Tower's cool.
So Rock has a tower already here, so you would have to get one built that's not in the same one, or you can use Rock's tower. You guys can actually trade off as long as there's one in the same place.
We could just do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So long as it's in there, it's only one of you can get the benefit at a time. So it's it's reflecting like you spend your downtime using the tower to do whatever.
Yeah.
Is that gonna make things weird, like difficult later?
It's
If
up
we
to
both
you.
want to be working on something.
Yeah, if you want to do a separate tower, just because like that would be an entire other thing that would need to be constructed.
Like
You
building
could also
like a house from the ground
you could
up.
also you could also call like your I mean it's your tower doesn't have to physically be a tower. Like Grog's Paladin chapel, I think I said like yeah, like it could be like a veterans association. So your tower doesn't have to be like a tower itself. It would just be somewhere that you build that would have to include sort of the arcane tools there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess I'll just do my own place.
Okay, cool. So that'll
We have
be
like $1 bajillion now. So
yeah, you do have a shitload of money, so you could definitely build a get your own tower start to be constructed either nearby or start building it whatever you sort of want it to be. Read up on it because you can just make it look kind of whatever you want. But Azilia, as you're going through your Druid Grove, that Druid Grove, where do we find this? Because I presume you don't really make a grove in the middle of the castle itself. You've got sort of woods all around. The Elandor woods are a distance away. You can sort of like see them. The jungle starts to get denser in the distance. But there is just other sort of like woodlands. But if there's another sort of like geographical feature that you're trying to find, I leave that up to you. Much like the others will be able to describe what their own stronghold looks like within the tower. But whatever your grove is, you can go ahead and roll on. You picked retainers and special allies, so I will knock out the units. which is only 2. Okay.
I might try to grow like I don't remember what's like plant growth or something like that. I might try to like grow like a fucking massive ass tree and turn it into a tower of the castle and then have that like you can go underground.
The
Okay.
tree of life.
Hell yeah.
Does that make sense?
I mean, are you trying to like put it inside of the castle walls?
Sort of, yeah. So there's an
Okay.
entrance into the tree from within the castle. Or you could do it almost like Winterfell with the giant tree in the middle of the. Do we
Yeah.
have a courtyard in the middle?
Yeah, so it's basically like kind of your classic, like Winterfell is a great example. Like it's like big castle in the middle, which is
Yeah.
like where all the rooms and stuff are, and you've got the big courtyard like in the
Mhm.
front, which is where the big like teleportation circle is, and then a bunch of smaller buildings and like space inside of the walls. So
Okay.
if you want to just like grow a big ass tree, and that is an entrance to a druid grove underground,
Yep, that's what I want
it
to do.
sounds like. Okay. Awesome. So, retainers and special allies.
I'm gonna take some Ross babies and put them in there too.
Okay,
Aw.
sweet. So, da-da-da. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please.
Okay. A 27.
27. Okay, awesome. Uh, so, one of these days you see, um,
Oh god.
a mage kind of walk up, and a fun thing that we'll do for the retainers, because they're going to be people that like follow you and are folks that what I like to think of is that it's folks that have heard that you're back, uh,
Mm.
or someone who's like heard of what you've done. So who is this sort of like conjurer mage? Either someone from your backstory, or if you don't have someone, I have a couple like NPCs sort of in mind, people that you've met in the past.
My name Jeff.
What is
The
a mage
magician?
again? Can you
So
okay.
this guy is a conjurer. So he's someone who's all about like summoning and creating things. I should say they.
Like organic or
So
non-organic?
they can do both.
Okay.
They can conjure anything out of thin air, basically.
So
And
would it
you,
have been, do you think, someone from my tribe or just like someone that I met along the way?
yeah, it could absolutely be another wood elf that was out on their Gallivant.
Mhm.
Also, Gallivant in the World Lord, that's what it's called. Sort of like a Rumspringa for the wood elves. When they're old enough, they go on a Gallivant, explore the world, see some stuff, learn something, and then bring that knowledge back to the wood elves of their tribe. And it's sort of a cyclical thing. How you
What did you have in mind for it?
that the majority of these would be other either like wood elves or furbolgs or other sort of like nature aligned people, probably like half elves or other humans that have heard um either through their own sort of connection to nature that uh there's someone who's a powerful druid, potentially the leader of their own circle, and sort of follow the, saw like a path in the stars, or like listened to the wind,
Ooh.
uh spoke to like the rain and kind of made their way to you.
Cool.
Yeah, so who do we see?
I think I just found this girl that I like. What is a hedge mage?
A hedge mage would be someone who is like a wizard who rock would be the opposite of a hedge mage, put it that way. They have like formal training from like an empire like academy. A hedge mage would be someone who has like zero training and it's all taught themselves. Like you would Azealia would be a hedge mage.
Oh, well, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, like a wizard. I mean, a wizard, if they're being kind, would call you a druid. Um, it would be like, oh, you're a hedge mage, parentheses, derogatory. Um,
Okay, well, I think it's a hedge mage.
Dick.
okay, hell yeah.
And I just found a picture of one that it came with the name, but I think she's cool looking. I'm just gonna send it. The girl, she has long red hair and a staff, and it looks kind of like a lightning sword. She looks pretty
Whoa.
dope.
Cool.
I'm not gonna lie.
You just drop it in this chat.
Yeah. The D&D general chat.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
Cool.
looking. She looks pretty high elf to me.
Yeah, she does.
Is she a high elf or is she a wood elf?
Mm,
Half and half.
yeah, can she be half and half?
She can be.
Father's
Certainly.
son.
She's a
Yeah.
high wood elf. As high as they come.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. So this sort of like hedge mage conjurer shows up one day, makes her way sort of into your druid grove, and you've probably haven't brought many people down here, but you just like see this woman show up sort of in your like grove, who's just like, hi, I'm Bainlin.
I like that. Hello. Welcome.
Yeah. So I was talking to a snake who ate a mouse, who ate some cheese, who it's not important, but yeah.
I
They
like
said
you
you're
already.
here. Good. Reaches out a hand to shake. And yeah, you have Balin. She is a conjurer. I can throw you the stat block. So she is a retainer, much like Shadow. However, in the party, it's only one PC, one retainer. However, retainers.
Oh, just disappeared.
Oh, did she
I was
fully?
here.
She's coming back.
Cool.
There we go.
Cool.
You
Okay.
just was so excited.
So the thing with retainers, they act like Shadow or Aaliyah. It's like one PC, one retainer, or one. Yeah, like if the party is going out, there's that. So one gets left to their own devices. But you can send them on special missions, like if there's something that you want them to take care of. Because during your downtime, when we had these interludes, if you have a retainer, you can send them to do something else, and it'll just be sort of some roles off screen. Or if you do solo interludes, where your character goes off and does something, they can take a retainer with them, and the retainer will help them. And they will gain advantage on their rolls. Cool. Yeah. So we've got Bainlin. We've got the final. Zephyrus. Ooh, the Rogue's Tavern. Interesting.
Yes.
We've got retainers, artisans, ambassadors. Okay, so your tower, the Rogue's Tavern, usually somewhere that's a little bit full of skullduggery and some folks that don't look as clean cut as the rest.
Bunch of
What?
rogues.
Yeah. What does your rogues tavern look like? That is
Ooh,
being constructed either, I would say, like it could be like on the premises of the castle itself, or you could put it like in town if you wanted it closer to the sort of like main thoroughfare to get some more roguish types. In your tavern, like I said with the example, if you want it to be more based on like the guild artisan stuff, it could absolutely be some sort of like guild hall or guild annex. Or
mhm.
even I would almost say like because you've got that connection with the skyship sailors, if you want it to be like a skyship dock,
Ooh,
could be something.
Ooh.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do. I like the skyship dock idea.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
I feel like with that, can it be uh a house shaped building at the
Yeah.
skyship dock that's like a communal gathering place that's like one room there's like a map room and then one room is like the hangout place and there's like a fireplace and a bar and just some couches but some tables
Oh yeah. Very, very much like you walk in, it's the sailors sort of like lounge area where you've
yeah
got that.
yeah
And then you've got the rest of your sort of like magic stuff that you're putting together for your spell research in the lower uh part. Because you went with the Rogues Tavern instead of the Warlock's Fane.
yeah
Interesting moves. Okay. Uh when we cut back over to the uh rest of the party altogether, it will be a little bit further ahead in time and sort of indeterminate at this point. But we'll basically, I will leave it to you to describe either in like the D&D chat um, what your thing looks like, uh, any like key features if you want, and like throw up any reference images. And there's a bunch of great ones in the PDF that if you just want to use those, totally fine because they look
mhm.
sick as hell. Um, hell yeah, dudes. That's what I got for tonight.
When you talk about skyships, it reminds me of
Terrific.
Treasure Planet.
Oh yeah,
That's what they're based on.
that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's
like
awesome.
fully the vision of them is very much like that. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, cool. So you get a little bit of you'll get a little bit of trade and a little bit of magic stuff going on in there.
Yeah,
Cool stuff, gang.
cool. I
Wowzers,
have
it's late.
I have to go to bed.
Yes.
No.
I will say
So
we can absolutely just do stars and wishes in the chat. I'm sure we're all wicked
Yeah.
tired, myself included.
yeah.
I got up at 6:30 today,
Oof.
and I went to sleep at 1 o'clock.
Oh
Hell yeah.
boy.
Hey, let's not do that again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. It's been
Mm.
hell on my brain. Um, amazing.
Hmm.
Okay, cool, gang.
No self-defense.
Yeah. So, thing with strongholds and followers. Uh, this is basically um, however invested you want to be in your stronghold is up to you. Um, things happen sort of in seasons, but uh, kind of up to you to read the book and get a handle on the rules
Mm.
on how the things work for that. Not incredibly
Mhm.
long. There's stuff that's very specific to your class. The second
Mhm.
half of the book, like the last like 200 pages or whatever, uh, nothing you have to pay attention to. It's all like monsters and stuff like that. Um,
Mm.
so an intimidating size PDF, but truly is maybe like 15 pages for you to read, I
Are
think.
we gonna
Mhm.
add people as we go along? We don't have to worry about that,
People like
like followers
NPCs.
and such. Yeah. Or do we have to
uh
come up?
yeah, so the way that it works is you'll roll on the chart sort of like every season
Okay.
or every sort of like the beginning of these interludes or like the is sort of what I'm thinking of. Like that's when you'll get like a new group that shows up of followers is when we'll roll on the chart. It's explained in there as well. It might be like also when you guys level up or yeah, there's like different triggers. I haven't entirely fleshed it out. I just wanted to do this first one to see who or what shows up in this. Where we got some really interesting roles. Yeah. Oh, did we not get Zephyrus's role?
Nope.
No.
Okay, let's do that very last roll. D100 on the rogues table. And
76. Bones.
76. Okay, that's an ambassador. So you checked off ambassadors. Ambassadors are mostly for purchasing units. So that's someone from like a foreign country. Like you could get units or organizations from units. Is that something you're interested in? Having units of soldiers at your command?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Cyrus wants to go to war.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
I want a lightsaber.
All right. So that is going to be a roll on the attitude chart. For that. Okay. So you've got countries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or excuse me. 8. Okay. Go ahead and roll a D8 for me.
Four.
Very interesting. I will allow a reroll if you want, because the ambassador that actually shows up, they step off of a skyship. This is like the early beginning of your skyship dock. They step off in a dress uniform that the rest of your party has described to you as a mage guard. This is a ambassador from Glassau that has shown up.
Oh fuck no! No! Send him right.
We could use this. We could use this. We could use this.
So
Wind ties.
for reference on your attitude chart, which is what references units that you guys can buy if you're interested in doing that unit part and having soldiers that you command. Glassau is hostile, which means you cannot buy the unit. They are hostile to Azilia, Ada, and Grog. They are neutral to Rock and Zephyrus.
Okay.
Hey, that's you.
I don't love that.
But they haven't seen us yet.
Yeah. Okay. I feel unsafe.
I'm gonna not.
Okay. Cool. So you can go ahead and re-roll, and we'll say that there were 2 ambassadors on the boat, but one slips and breaks his neck.
I was gonna say he slipped and fell off the fucking.
So workplace
skyship.
accident. It's totally fine. You're insured. It covers it. It's a government lapdog.
Oh my
so
gosh.
just don't roll a 4 again.
Do it.
My fucking
Get a fucking
come
4.
back to life.
I got an 8.
Okay.
An 8.
I'm dead.
Very
Alive again.
thematic. Interesting. Yeah. So you see a sort of like blue liveried ship shows up. And this is an ambassador from the country of Zanstrines, a city that is known for a lot of like political backstabbing and like lots of plotting, and has a long history of not all-out warfare, but lots of assassinations and roguish actions that take place. So it's this
Cool.
woman in sort of like this silk gown,
Oh, it's a chick. Nice.
the sort of like shawl with like hood up, and has sort of like a veil over a little bit. It's like very chic, looks very out of place, like should be in a noble court, but introduces herself. She is a half elf who introduces themselves as Chenna. She's an ambassador from Zanstrines, and she heard that you have connections to the Cluebridge Six, who saved Morella Lorenz some time ago and wanted to reach out. So you have an ambassador that is willing to, if you basically put them up in your stronghold and give them accommodations and spend some time doing sort of parlay. And it's going to be a series of sort of like persuasion checks during downtime and sort of talking with them to improve their reputation. And then they are neutral, so you could buy units from them. But if it improves, they will be much cheaper for you to purchase.
Okay.
Cool. So we have
Yeah.
Chenna,
Seems like
the ambassador.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Very,
smile for the
very Littlefinger like. Get a lot of Littlefinger vibes from this lady.
Oh my god.
I like Jenna. I feel like you would say her name with like the Yiddish like "h" sound with the like.
Yeah. So I mean, Zanstrines is sort of like it's sort of Germanic. So it'd be like, yes, you'd then call me Chenna.
Okay.
It's very good to meet you.
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
that you saved, or perhaps not yourself, but your companion saved the young Morella Lorenz. So this is
That
Chenna.
they did.
Fantastic. We should talk more.
Come, have a drink by the fire.
I would love to. It has been such a long journey. The skyship
sure
rocks
you'll
so
win.
much,
Yeah.
but much faster. Traveled in by horse.
Are you
2
okay?
weeks in a carriage versus 2 days on a ship. Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Cool. So we'll tie things off there. We have an ambassador, we have a retainer, we have a flesh golem, and we have a hippogriff.
His name
In
is
your
Echo.
employ. His name is what?
His name is Echo.
Echo. Incredible. A paladin with a friggin' mount. Cool stuff, gang. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yes,
Rest
go
of
to
you
bed.
should as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Hit me up with stronghold things that you want to do after you read it, because this is more driven by you guys.
Yeah.
Because these interludes, depending on what you guys want to do, could end up just being like one-on-one sessions if you want to do stuff like that during these interludes before we go on adventures.
Cool.
Okay?
Good night.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye.
Everybody.
Cool. Awesome. Here we are. Here we are. Cool. All right, gang. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Another fantastic Cluebridge 6 D&D session. Awesome. A little bit different than a traditional session. Not a lot of combat building, and then kind of laying the groundwork for kind of the future of the Cluebridge 6, I guess. Not a whole lot of combat, but my mic is messing up again. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? distorted. What the fuck? Hello? So. Weird, like as soon as you got off the call, it got all weird. Interesting. Oh, now it's good? Cool. Well, I was just gonna say thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. I know it was a little late tonight, but I really appreciate it. So, oh shit, my fucking phone is playing. Yeah, I uploaded some clips for some hopefully funny moments. Yeah, we will be back in the next couple weeks for the second session, or for continuing on. But Kyle, as always, thank you for staying up late and hanging out with us. You know, the gang really appreciates it. So we will see y'all next time. Bye bye.